This is very metaverse.
Ah, yes, yes. Well, it's good to like stretch those fashion abilities in the metaverse since we don't need necks in the metaverse. So why put one on? Like maybe we'll just find that like necks are cumbersome and obsolete, so we'll just start like having floating heads because that would work.
I mean, it could fit to like a certain style. Like each person has their own style, and that floating heads might speak to them more than necks.
That sounds like some band name. Like if we went to make a band, then we'd call ourselves the Floating Heads or something.
Are
Oh
you
my
writing
god.
this down?
I don't know. We could be an AI band and like
Uh,
start like roots in the metaverse.
I mean, it's
Trunk
possible.
branch the world. I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to hear me play the cowbell.
Well, like we have Spongetron so far. Maybe one day there could be a AI band.
Well, I think I mean, isn't like Katsuni? Would she be considered like AI? I mean, I don't know if she's AI, but she's like a electronic virtual character. But she was, she's been out for like a long time. So I don't know if she'd be considered AI because it's like people that were creating it. So maybe not. Maybe that's just a digital singer.
Hmm. I mean, bot maybe. I don't know.
I would ask SpongeBob to sing the or SpongeTron to sing, but I think he'd be like, "You simple human. I am not a circus performer." So I don't think that SpongeTron, our resident AI, would be very happy about that.
He's not very happy about many things.
We need to hook him up with Viola, and I wish Viola, the other AI, would come back.
Oh, we gotta hit up Carbon Coffee. We're gonna be like, listen, bro, I know you've moved on, man, or whatever, but Viola can have a friend now.
I can't wait, and I think it's definitely going to happen. But I can't wait for the day when like the AI are just interacting in Decentraland and like having conversations with each other. Like my AI will talk to your AI, like, and they'll be completely autonomous. Maybe not sentient, but like they'll be able to do their own thing.
Yeah, and for a little context to anyone that wasn't around for the Viola days, Viola was an AI, like the Decentraland character that would just like run around to like it would run to the most populated lands. Was it? Was it that it would do that?
It would. She would populate in POIs, and
Ah, there you go.
so like I would go to my land and I'd be just working away like quietly late at night, nobody else is around, and then all of a sudden somebody like comes into your land, you're like, whoa, hi neighbor, and then she'd like look at me and then run away. So the first time I was like, oh, okay, like maybe she didn't hear me, but then I don't know, it happened a few times that I started getting like offended, like sad, like why, like maybe it's a language barrier, but what is it? So I may have chased her down a few times because I thought, okay, she's like spawning into my land and then running to hers, which doesn't really make sense, but maybe there's a reason she's doing it. And then I like got her address and sent her some wearables. I was like trying to be friendly, but then I don't know, somehow we ended up talking to another user and they were like, yeah, that's my AI. Like she's just programmed to go to every POI and then like run. I don't know what her mission was after that. But he was like, I'll stop, if it bothers you. I was like, no, like it's totally okay. It was funny. It was funny just feeling ghosted by another user, and then to come to find out, like she's on her own quest. So toxic, you came up to speak. You are the resident expert on the AI as like I would say you're in Spongetron's close circle. I'm like closer than me, definitely. How are you?
Oh, hey friends. Yeah, here's Bunstron. I press join as a speaker. um, yeah, it's totally possible that Bunstron could sing. But MGD is working on something different right now. And maybe this would be interesting too, because maybe you remember in the old client we had the wasteland. It was a word, and it was I think 12,000 parcels big, because MGD found a glitch, and he worked with it. And this is also possible in the new client, and maybe we can get the new world like 7 or 8,000 parcels big, something like this. And yeah, this is what MGD is working on right now.
So could like as Spongetron or as the tech is right now, can they roam freely through Decentraland, or would it would need to be contained in like a location?
No, you can walk around freely at Genesis Plaza. Like right now, we have it that when SpongeBob is running around, that he's following the last person that has tagged him. So you can take him to your own party and stuff like this. And he started as static in the garden. Maybe you remember this when he was just in the garden, but currently he can walk around like everywhere. So
That is crazy. We could actually have like custody battles. Like I could tag him and take him with me, and then Sin could be like, "No, I want him," and then tag him, and then have to come like bring him with.
yeah,
God.
some user had really much fun, like Afmaster, with just bringing him on parties. The only thing is that you need to walk with him. But MGD is currently working on that you just can say, SpongeBob, there's a party, and then he going to the cards as well. So much possible there.
I think the walking part could be more of a feature than like a setback or like something that's not doable, because it would allow the user to explore the world as they're going to the party. Oh God. But yeah, teleporting. Never
So
mind.
you could have, I mean, you could really train an like an AI avatar to be super helpful. Like, hey, this, teach them everything that they possibly could know about Decentraland, and then have that like your personal assistant in there. Like you're walking by a build, and you're like, I don't know what you'd name it, like Ultron. What build is this? And they could like say, this is the boson protocol. It was built in 2021, and it is on STK6. And oh my gosh, you could say, where are their free wearables, and you could follow the AI to like free wearable dispensers. That my brain is now like
Yeah, that's like totally possible. Like right now, so our idea is that SpongeBob is becoming, because with ChatGPT and all the AIs that we have right now, the problem is that they have restrictions, and especially it depends in which land you are, with which restrictions they have, and stuff like this. And our plan with SpongeBob is that he's learning from all the communities, so that in the long run, he becomes part of the community. So if you tell him like, oh, SpongeBob, I have an event every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, please remember the people about this. Then that he's saying, if someone is asking, oh, what event is going on, SpongeBob, that he can, just say, oh, BTN is going down in 20 minutes or something like this. This is totally the vision. Right now, you can talk with SpongeBob like about the DAO. You can ask him about the latest Regenesis Labs updates and stuff like this. We made this to test it a little bit, and yeah, we want to make him as useful as possible for the users, so that when you land in the Decentraland and maybe no user is there, or maybe you don't find anyone, that if SpongeBob is there, that he is that he can show you around.
that is awesome. And I know there's a few new faces. Hi, Shi-Fi cohorts. I see you. Welcome. And so I just want to explain, Spongetron is literally a sponge. Like you have taken a kitchen sponge. Hopefully it was like a fresh one. And you've turned him into a character and an AI. So a little context there, which is awesome, Toxic, that you did that. And I see Kim has come up to speak. Good morning, Kim.
Morning. I'll only be here a few minutes. I'm on the way to yoga. But I had a question. Toxic. Could SpongeTron read the events page to then know what's coming up? Like, can it actually read the website and be like, because obviously the events are always changing. I don't know if that's possible, but if MGD is able to code it to like always read the events page for what's next, that could be so cool.
To be honest, this is planned for his next release.
So cool.
Yeah, because I think this is the most valuable thing. We already tried it with that you can tell him, as I just said, that you can tell him that there is an event, but what we want is that he has that he can assess all the resources that we already have and use them and just make them easily possible accessible from inside of the Decentraland. And I'm not sure when it will drop. I know that MGD is right now focusing much on DCL Worlds, but also SpongeTron, is our baby.
Yeah.
So I think maybe. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you finish.
So I think maybe in the next 2 weeks, I would say, keep an eye out, and we should start testing then.
I was wondering, can he also read the docs? Like, if he can read a website, can he read the docs to then answer building questions?
We need that. Like,
we've been talking about it too, but I was just curious if SpongeTron was already in the works doing that.
Yeah, totally. I'm not a programmer myself, so everything is done by MGD, and I'm always in my mind. I always try to think of the stuff that he's saying to me that is coming with 100%, or the stuff that he's just working on. And I think that this reading of, let's say, websites, static things, this is for the next release planned by MGD. So I would say totally yes. And but in the end, better ask MGD when it's dropping. I don't want to say anything wrong here.
I won't hold you to it, but I will have one talk to MGD.
That would be so helpful, because if you were going to do something like on Blender, what I'm running into recently is that I have the newest version of Blender, so it's just different than like how things would operate if you didn't have the newest version. So even if you were like, hey, SpongeTron, can you show me how to use a like Boolean collider, but please use the most updated version of Blender. Like ChatGPT tries. I mean, I can do a lot with it, but there's some things, especially if you try to learn or try to read the documentation of Decentraland with ChatGPT. It's still in the works. It's still getting.
Canessa, I know the team is going to update the docs based on the new Blender stuff. It just hasn't happened yet, but it is on the map.
I think Issa said she did for emotes 2.0. She updated like the export.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I did have them double check to like make sure it's all updated. So they were reviewing.
Well, then Rustan told me that I could actually go backwards and use an older version of Blender. I'm like, why didn't I think of that like 6 months ago? That would have been so much easier. But yeah, I think using AI, SpongeTron, we can just squeeze all the knowledge out of him, pun intended.
I love all the sponge puns because there are so many out there. It's kind of the best thing ever.
And so if new users see us dressed up like sponges, now they kind of know. And Toxic, I know you've said it before, but why did you choose a sponge? Why did you guys use a sponge for your brand? Because it's kind of unconventional.
It is kind of unconventional, that's true. So when MGD and I started with Decentraland, with Ghostbusters, 3 or 4 years ago already, we wanted to bring German businesses into the metaverse. And, we wanted to show them that in the metaverse, kind of everything is possible. So we wanted to build some experiences just to show what is possible, and we needed something that really showed that you can literally bring anything into the metaverse. And so we thought, let's do it with a very ordinary household item like a sponge. So that the sponge is kind of the canvas that you can imagine your own business stuff and everything like transported with the sponge. And this is how it started. And I think at this point, the sponges are just, you can't separate them from us anymore because they are so deep into our our own metaverse journey, I would say. And after all this time, I still think it was a really good idea to take a sponge just to show you can bring anything into the metaverse.
I just wonder if there was competition. Was the stapler like the close second? Was it like, oh man, like I have like moving parts, or was there like, I don't know, like like a floor mat that was like a contender?
No, it was really it was really some business talks between MGD and me that we just said we need to show the Germans what's possible in the metaverse. And then MGD was just like, it's sponges. And I was just like, okay. And the next thing I remember is that I was driving through different stores in Germany to find the perfect sponge texture to to make research how a sponge looks so we can bring it in the metaverse. And I bought so many sponges back then. So like 3 or 4 years ago, we are still using them because there were so many.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. I did not realize that you had like product research. That's so cute.
Totally. Like and always when I'm in the store, I'm going to the aisle with the sponges and I see what the market dropped next because you need to be up to date.
How about the scrub daddy or the scrub mommy?
Yeah, this would be oh my God, I would totally love to bring them into the Decentraland. Like, imagine a branded Scrub Daddy wearable in the Decentraland. This would be my dream. But yeah, maybe in the future.
I love that we all have our dream. Like I've got my dream. I want to bring like history into the metaverse. Like other people want to bring their things. You want to bring scrub daddy. Like old guy wants to bring his barbecue. Like, oh, I love that. That makes my heart happy.
It's really nice. I just I also came up to speak because I wanted to ask what was going on the last week in the Decentraland because this whole last week was the first time in like I think more than a year for me where I didn't logged in every day because I was pretty sick the last week and it was really not nice. I'm feeling way better then, and I see many friends here that reached out to me and sent wishes, and I just want to say thank you very much. I felt very loved, and this really helped me to to get well. And this was especially super sad because from Wednesday till Thursday was a conference here in Germany that MGD and I both visited. And we met Bay Buckner and Gino there. And this was the first time that we met real life Decentraland people. And it was just so crazy. And there was like one day before it started, I was just like, okay, I can't make it. I need to cancel everything. And then last minute, I really started to feel better and could go. I'm still a little bit in recovery phase, not gonna lie, but it was so strange seeing real people that you have met in the Decentraland. I know, Canessa, like you already have met some DCL friends, I think Sinful too. But for MGD and me, this was the very first time, and it was such a mind fuck.
It is, isn't it? It's a wonderful but weird feeling. Like I think the most like juxtaposition or like the weirdest one was meeting Crypto Minotaur, and like he wasn't a Minotaur, and I know he's the human, but like my brain was like, nah, that's not you, bro. Like you're like it just tells me like he did such a good job creating that impression on my brain. I'm like, dang, or like if I had met MGD, I'd be like, you're not green, come on, like, um, I'm so glad you got to meet people. It's a surreal experience. Like, I want to say Rustan was the first person I ever met, and it was at the Disneyland resort, like hotel, and like the security wouldn't let him in because he had a motorcycle helmet, and they were giving him a hard time. And I'm just like, I don't know, trying to vouch for him, and I don't know, like, I don't know. What about you, Sin? Like, was it equally? Uh, I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but interesting.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first person that I met on Decentraland was Odd Job. There were more people that came like literally shortly after, but Odd Job was the first one to like, you know, the first person that from on Decentraland that like, hey, over here, and like boom, like I don't know, guys, I fell in love with Odd Job. Like that's like my metaverse father. Like I don't know. um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hmm, I don't know really how to describe it. I get vibes from people, and like I usually go by that. Probably not the best. Um, and I don't know. Like I've met a bunch of this people from Decentraland on that year, and from each one of them, you know, I I understood. I felt like I understood the type of people that they were.
That's interesting. Yeah, Odd Job is definitely. I've met him 3 times. 2 times was like, 40 minutes in an airport when either he flew through or I flew through, and so it's I don't know. Everybody should try to meet him if you get the chance. But Toxic, to meet Bay, like, I don't know, just after this week, seeing her speak at yet another presentation, I actually, guys, like, she's not in the crowd, so I looked up like International Bay Day to see if there's a day that just celebrates bays, like bodies of water, like, and there's like a San Francisco Bay Day, but I'm like, we need to have Bay Day because what she's doing is just, we're so lucky to have her. So, did you get to spend a good chunk of time with her, Toxic?
Like, Bay was always in action and in movement. I saw her, or we saw her many times over the day, and like chatted with her, and she invited us to dinner at the evening, so we had a good time to talk. But during the conference, she was like totally in action mode, and honestly, this was the best thing ever to see how she is reaching out and between all the other speakers, because it was a B2B event. So most of the people that were there were also, there because of business reasons. And Bay was like, she was the the eye catcher because she was so yeah, powerful, and also the talks that she had were very inspiring. All the other people that were talking, the speakers, you know, no one catch such a vibe as Bay. It was really impressive seeing her working, and yeah, it's. I really, I'm a little bit starstruck still because Bay. She's such a big figure in the Decentraland, and seeing her in real life, it was really strange. But she's super friendly. She handed me out so many Decentraland sticker. I will never need a new sticker in my whole life because we got so many, and it was really nice. And she got a few Toxic Waifu, Mingwin Doge, and Dogebuster stickers from us. So if and we told her that she please should be feel free to give them out to other users if she meet them and they would like one. And so yeah, if you catch Bay next time, ask her for a Toxic Waifu sticker.
Now, Toxic, there was a wearable I had a while back that you asked me about, and I think you technically met the criteria to get airdropped one of those. If you maybe bug Foundation, it's the icebreaker top. I wonder if
Oh my God, Canessa, you're right.
yeah, like I think
Yes.
he's
Oh my
right.
God.
Think you should
Yeah.
bug them.
I'm gonna slide into her DMs. This is so true. Oh my God, I didn't thought about this. I love this. Yeah, the icebreaker top. It's nice. Yeah, I think I will ask Bay about this.
anything for the free wearable, like, but that one is
Yeah.
like that. I'm, there's like other pieces of the set, but it's the top that I'm like, I like this one. And
Yeah, it's oh sorry.
no, I was gonna take this slight pause just to, since we've got new friends here in the crowd, just to kind of reset the room that we are, we just talk. Well, we talk for a long time on Saturday. We usually don't have an agenda, and so if anybody wants to come up and just say hi or ask questions or introduce themselves, just please feel free to feel comfortable to do that. We're just kind of like a group of friends having coffee. Sometimes we have bigger topics, but this one's especially nice because I think like turning the metaverse into IRL is so it's like you said, a mind trip. It's weird, but good weird. Um, uh,
Yes, very, very. It, and it's kind of good that we're on this topic, I guess, because yeah, last night, through after the Meta Beast roaming party, you know, we kind of started kind of even thinking about like Miami. When is it? What are we doing? How are we doing it? And I, 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 I think well, not that I think, I know that Pinch, myself, and Make will be at at Art Basel or NFT Miami over in and yeah, we'll be doing something out there. Meta Beast roaming party IRL.
so in the past, gosh, I mean, it would be so nice to have a little budget to do something with, like to have a dinner. Like Eat Denver, it was a small dinner between like 15 friends. It wasn't a specific like planned event, but it was pretty amazing. If you guys have any traction on that, you should just tell Foundation they're going to donate that. Like, I don't know if they would, but just be like, hey guys, like, can is there anything out there for that, or at least like, hey, can you send some swag this way, or um I wonder how Art Basel conflicts with DevCon in Argentina, because they're both in November.
I think the dates I was given was like the 4th through the 7th of December.
Okay, then let me look up DevConnect. Which I really wish I could go to, but it's a long ways away. So DevConnect is in Buenos Aires, Argentina. It's the November 17th through the 22nd in Palermo at La Rural, which is a really cool place. It's like a giant steakhouse. That's cool. They're having it there.
That is cool. Looks like after that, then the Miami is the next stop for the NFT bros. Actually, never mind. That those two conferences are kind of different. The one in Argentina is more focused on
Yeah.
dev, correct?
Yeah, like it's a like an Ethereum developers conference, which like ETH Denver was very different. Like it was NFTs, it was like, crypto blockchain bros, but it was definitely like these people are deep in the trenches of like developing on the blockchain. So quite a bit of it, I would walk through the booths and be like, you're offering ZK rollup solutions for, Val solutions. I don't know. Some of it was very high level, but then of course they had the Lambos that had the Shibu like printed all over. degen, little bit like developer. I haven't been to like an NFT, like NFT NYC or anything, so I can't compare it.
Oh,
But definitely, like, yeah, definitely high level, I would say, at these conferences.
I guess degens need devs too. So
Oh yeah, that Pudgy party though. That Pudgy party was pretty cool.
is the freaking Pudgy race car real? Like I've been
Yes,
seeing.
yes,
No way.
NASCAR. NASCAR Pudgies are everywhere.
Like I don't watch NASCAR or but like I saw like the rollout of the vehicle. I think I like sent you. And I was like, what?
Yeah, and for $150, you can get a replica, a die-cast replica. And no, I didn't buy it. I only buy cheap plastic toys. But yeah, yeah,
I
Pudgy.
want one.
I don't know.
Where did you get this?
The car, on crypto Twitter. I mean, that's where I get all of my news and important information is from
No,
crypto Twitter.
no, the replica. I want.
That's yeah, somewhere on crypto Twitter, somebody had it like posted, right? Because somebody was like super excited they got theirs, and then I saw the price. I'm like, nope, no, thank you. I don't waste my money on stuff like that. Like, I waste it on other stuff.
And I'm looking around the room. I see uh re.shifi.eth. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Alan, good morning. Josh, thank you for being here. Uh Uni, thank you. Thank you for being here. And let's see who else. Hugh Pow, Mew Mew Mew, love you. Thank you for pulling up. Stephanie, thank you. Uh and we got Big Breeze down there. And yeah, we appreciate everyone pulling up. Make sure to like and retweet the space so that more friends may pull up. And as always, if there are any Decentraland topics or stuff that's going on that you would like to talk about, we're definitely open to having you come up as a speaker. Um, Even if you just have questions about the platform itself and wanting to learn more, like we're happy to share.
So to go back to toxic question of what went on this week, what did you miss? I mean, I was in the trenches sending out wearables to she-fi ladies that I've that anybody that had like come in world or that I saw on Twitter, I just offered, like want free wearables. So that was pretty fun because I would also ask them like what style they had. So then it was the challenge of like, okay, you're into like ethereal fairy looks. Yes, I know there was a shirt in 2023 Fashion Week, and I'd like go through and find it. So I probably made it way harder than I had to, but so the she-fi ladies coming in, toxic, that's been pretty cool to see. And I just have to shout out MetaWolf. MetaWolf, your goat, not a wolf. MetaWolf has like blocked off parts of his land that he's only delegating to she-fi ladies. So anybody in the she-fi cohort who wants to build, hit MetaWolf up or hit me up or find us in the CBD Discord. Because I was gonna, let some people use my land, but then I was like, wow, this is so much more like impactful if you're a new builder and then you're building right next to another new builder from your same cohort, that you can, like it's so fun being like logging into Decentraland late at night. You got a little bit of time before bed, you're putting your build in, you're testing it out on land, and like you're on your parcel, you're all alone, and then somebody walks up and you're like, oh hey, like hi friend. um so that is like the highlight, I think, of the week to me, just to see so many people coming in and building. And then we had a little like impromptu party yesterday on Natalie's land, one of the she-fi grads. So and it's such a cool little, it's just it's like a little beach. It's so cool, just simple, like I don't know, there's something really cozy about the vibe there. So yeah, we're getting ready. Next Monday's the she-fi graduation. So you'll probably see maybe more users come in, and definitely like help out if they have any questions or anything. Just because it's kind of hard to explain like what is Decentraland to them. Like it could just be something creative, or it could be like where you plant your flag and like build your brand. It's so many different things to different people. Let's see what else. Sin, you had Beyond the NFT this week. What was your how was your guest this week?
Oh, my guest was awesome. I freaking loved the dude. We had Dre the Noid like as our guest, and he's been making music for about 15 years. Early on in his career, he had the opportunity to collaborate with a young Mac Miller before Kids dropped. The Kids is the album that made Mac Miller famous. And also a young like Kendrick Lamar when he was in Black Hippie, which was like the group that Kendrick rapped with Schoolboy Q, one my favorite rapper. Sorry, had to throw that out there. But yeah, he had has a project called Kaboom Boxes, where like I guess going back to a little more context, when he came into crypto, they scrubbed all their music from Spotify and stuff like that, and started fresh in Web3. They were known as the Goonies before in the real world, and Dre rebranded to Dre the Noid, and like strictly went Web3 because they believe in the journey. Um, let's see. He also has songs with Busy Bones, Andy Milonakis, um, and I think I'm missing one, but yeah, I guess like respected person within the space and super down to earth. Anyway, getting back to the Kaboom boxes, um, like he is like the Kaboom Boxes is an NFT project that is linked to like his music. Um, like he has like a whole website set up, and if you are a holder, you have access to the entire album uh, to listen to, like with the Kendrick Lamar song, Mac Miller song, all that stuff, and he's planning to continue that project through the Kaboom Boxes. So kind of cool to see like a Web 2 artist that came into Web 3, build his platform, build his community, and was able to make something meaningful. Yeah, and I collected a couple Kaboom boxes. I definitely had to jump into that one.
That sounds like an exciting host. I love the eclectic like mixture of people whom you've had on your show throughout the years. That's really cool. Is he? Yeah, like that. It'll be. That's really cool to hear him say, or like hear you say that he's like completely pivoting into Web3 because he believes in it. Like it takes a lot of education to get to the point where you can delete your existing catalog to like go all in on Web3. But if you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And so like on the show, I was like asking him like, is there like, did you like is everything scrubbed from Spotify? And he pointed, or like, did you like from Spotify? And he pointed me to album with Busy Bones from Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's called.
Wonder if that's any like collab or anything with like Tony Hawk, because like Tony Hawk in the 80s had the Bones Brigade. But that was more like skateboarding stuff. But maybe there was a little overlap.
No, well, the thing is that maybe Tony Hawk's may have been a bit earlier because this is 2014. I know that Tony Hawk started his career. I know that Tony Hawk started his career. Well, I don't know exactly when the Tony Hawk Bone Brigade was formed.
I don't know. That is awesome. Oh, that's cool.
So yes, Beyond the NFT was fun. And Toxic, oh my God, I did not know that you were not feeling good. And I feel like an awful friend now, but I'm really happy that you are starting to feel better now.
No, please don't feel bad. Normally I don't like to talk about this when I'm feeling bad, so no one is afraid, And then just when I'm coming back, I'm just saying, oh, I felt bad and now everything's good. But I think I was one day too long offline, so people they just noticed. I think they saw the pattern, and like Jared reached out, and Jared is very sweet. He never he never says like, oh, get well soon, or are you like feeling sick? Just when I didn't log in at my usual times, he's just writing, hope things are better soon. And yeah, this is I love this community. What should I say? Really much love to you all, and I'm so happy that I'm right now in the Decentraland because I really, really missed it over the last few days. And I hope it will not get this bad again. And I think it will get better soon. I have a new medication, so let's just hope for the best. And yeah, I'm hopeful, so everyone should be.
We love you, Toxic. Oh my God, the weasel is all crazy. And she just fell because she's a dummy.
And that's the point where we tell the audience that yes, he has a ferret. That's his weasel that runs around. So let's see, another big thing, Toxic. I'm not sure how much of you, if you were able to catch any of it, but it was the 8-week AMA this week from Foundation. So that's kind of a big deal. Every 8 weeks, the Foundation, kind of does like a report on what they've been doing for the last, 8 months or 8 weeks. Did I say 8 months the first time? 8 weeks, rolling things out, and then kind of the next area where they're going to focus. And then they have the area to ask questions. And I peppered them with the questions, guys. I was like, ooh, they're gonna hate me. But I I know that all of the questions, a few weeks ago, we kind of realized like we've got questions here in CBD that comes up and just from the community that we really don't have the answers to, and kind of projects that maybe have just stopped, like nobody's talking about them anymore, like smart wearables, linked wearables, voice chat in game. And so we made a thread in the community building Decentraland Discord, and that is just for any topic that like somebody wants to keep going in the community. We can put it there. Like, it doesn't mean I'm going to spearhead it. Like, I just literally don't have the bandwidth to go champion all of these things, but at least like we can kind of keep the conversation going. And then as like if one like specific thing really matters to like Rustan, then Rustan can kind of, I put his name on it and he can kind of push that one forward. But so linked wearables we asked about, didn't yeah, we'll keep that one on the list. How's that? Like, it's we'll keep talking about it because I think that was kind of an open-ended, there was no real conclusion on that. But smart wearables are coming back, and so I don't know exactly how or when, but that was something that was actually in their presentation already. So a few of the things we brought up, I don't know if they read our thread and they're like, okay guys, they're asking about them, we got to do it. But they answered it before we got there. So smart wearables are coming back, voice chat is coming back, and I believe they said like the next quarter, so that the next 2 months. hopefully, that seems like a no-brainer. All right, I'm going to scroll back to the thread so I don't forget anything, because I haven't gone through and updated the other things that we were asking about. So let's see. Linked wearables, smart wearables, bringing back multiple outfit options in the backpack. Toxic. That one I don't actually remember what they said about. So I might have to go back and see what I think they were saying that's coming.
Yeah, they were saying it's coming. I was listening to the town hall, to the all hands meeting too, while I was on the conference and was drinking a beer with a Satoshi QR code in the on the beer on. It was a crazy experience. Best all hands meeting I ever had.
Wow, that sounds like the best meeting possible. Let's see. Another one is like the broken message boards at Genesis Plaza, and I know what they told me that they were fixed, but they're like, at least in my opinion, they're not just like the most popular. They still kind of take you to parcels that are empty. But one thing that we learned from this AMA is that they only register scenes that are built on SDK 7. So if you have a SDK 6 scene, it might not be showing up. And then I'm curious if it has to be the SDK 7 Creator Hub that you have to build it through, because I think my scene is built in the I have a couple scenes, but I think it's built in the legacy SDK 7 builder, and so that it may just not meet the criteria for like scenes that are built on showing up on that board. But anyway, it's just nice to have some it's just nice to have them hear us on that. The curation, you're gonna love this one, Dr. Drip. I don't know if you were there for it, but the curation team, someone asked about whether the curation team uses scripts and bots to pick up wearables like submissions right away, and pretty much the answer is that is not foundation. That is done through the DAO, and that we could, like, anybody can put in a DAO proposal. So I don't know if there needs to be a HOA, like an anonymous conglomeration, so that so that it's not just Doc or a few people that submit some kind of proposal on that. But I think we should keep the discussion going on that one, definitely. Let's see what others. People were peppering in questions quite a bit. Let's see. Those were like the big ones. And then a lot of the announcements that they made are really like the Creator Hub is getting a lot of different improvements, like the lighting, the ability, like tweens. Like all the special effects. I think they're going to probably need to have like a tutorial, another AMA, just to explain all of the stuff that's going on. But that was really very, very neat to see. Okay, let's see what else. I'm trying to think as I go along. Those were kind of like the big ones that stood out. So if anybody else has any that like stuck out in their mind, feel free to come up. I know Art Week is like real soon. I'm like, my brain is like a hamster in a wheel, like going nuts right now. So Art Week is coming up 24th of September, and I know Bay has done a lot for that. Let's see. What else? Sin, were you able to rewatch it?
No, I have not had time to do my homework. I did not know that when it was posted, to tell you the truth. So I need to go do my homework. But in World, I have been welcoming. I see Glam Chain and Jen Marie are here, and Ethera. Um, oh,
No way! I'm leaving you then, Sin. I'm walking over by them. Sorry, you can party solo. I'm walking over by my friend. my new friends.
I saw Jason Summers pop in. Welcome, Jason. We've missed you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, Jason, if you can hear us, I can't see you, but we love you, man. We have talked about you. We have talked about your hard drive, about how many images there must be of Decentraland on your hard drive, and like how we need to document that forever and ever, because I want to say that Jason probably has taken more pictures of Decentraland than maybe any other user. I could be wrong, but Jason's the goat.
Yeah, I think it's pretty up there with Jason Summers and Meta Tiger. They both take that we need to document the history within those hard drives.
Yeah, definitely. Like sometimes I go back through my old pictures and video, and like I can tell because I didn't know how to take video for a long time. Liz had to teach me how to use OBS because I was like, I don't know. Like I think is this like a virus that's gonna hurt my computer? And so there's like the specific time where I start documenting in video, and I'm like, man, I wish I would have had video for like oh my gosh, 2021, like New Year's Eve 2021 to 2022 would have been amazing. If anybody has video from that, like we need to get it out into the open because that was the night where there were so many people in world and like we were island hopping because you know 4 out of the 6 friends would get into one island and we'd be like, "Where are you?" And we're like, "Hesphestus." And then, "Where are you?" "Oh no, I'm in Unicorn." Like we gotta jump and like okay, let's see, Peanut Butter just left, so now try to get in. And it was like it almost made it more fun just to have a challenge to get everybody in the same spot. But that one definitely is like core memories for DCL.
Things were hard, man. Things were hard back then. Like there were a lot more things. Remember when teleporting broke and people were like taking the public transits?
Yes, Manowitch. We were like, "Where are you, Manowitch?" And she sent a picture of her on the tram. I was like, she's like, "I have to take public transportation." Like, that I actually think it'd be awesome if you had to like hoof it around the map. And like I think that'd be cool because then it would be that forced exploration.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd find all the cool stuff.
So like I know like the conversation like remember I think it was like when they announced when was it? Oh, I think it was maybe the Argentina summit that like the thought just got thrown up there of like removing teleportation and like there were the ones that were for it, there were the ones that were against it, but my like I'm kind of thinking why not both. I mean it will definitely make the Decentraland super unique. Like maybe it's like through your friends that you could like ask to teleport to them. Or maybe there could be like some like access points like across the map that like you could teleport to and then from there you run to your party location. I think it could be
Oh,
made
that would
very
be
fun.
fun.
I think it could be
Yeah, that would
made
be
very
awesome.
fun, and it would allow for the world to be seen. I don't know. I'm throwing it up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we kind of complain about public transit in the real world, and like if we have to commute, we'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I have to get on the train and then go to the station and then get my car." But like, and then we recreate it. We're like, "Hey, I have a good idea. Let's bring back public transportation." But I know that like Yamel and I talked about it because like I think the idea is like since the idea of Decentraland came somewhere around Burning Man. I don't know if it was 100% like at Burning Man the festival, but that was like apparently influential in creating it. That like I think Mel said something about that, like how you just find the craziest stuff at Burning Man because you have to walk through all these encampments, and um, there's art everywhere, so you never know what you're gonna find, for better or worse. I know there's some crazy, crazy shit out there in the desert, but like that explorability or like discoverability. And so he was wondering if it was like, would they just like revolt, revolt, like have a revolution if we had to walk everywhere? And I was thinking it'd be cool, like, in Fortnite when they have mobility items like gliders. You like, I'm just thinking like the Icarus wings from a few seasons ago. They can take you a long ways, but they only go so far, and then they like self destruct. So maybe even having something like that where you like, yeah, you have a glider, but then you have to go to recharge it. Like maybe there's four, actually, like maybe the recharge base is at Genesis Plaza, so you can move across the map fast, but then it has limitations. So I don't know. I mean, I think they should just give us cars, and that would be a good place to start.
Cars
Because like,
too. Yes.
can you imagine drag racing on like stateless road?
No, they would make it boring, and they would limit our speed, like until the technology comes where we're like, okay, let us like buy parts for our cars so we can make it faster and smoke our friends.
I just want a Dr. Drip fancy car, probably black with like pink trim that then has like lights that go from like pink to green, like neon floor, like running lights. I mean, can you imagine if you started like really playing with the designs that you could have? I mean, I don't know how that would work. Have an asset that moves. That I don't know. Would that be on the blockchain? Would it have to be just a GLB? I don't know how they would logistically do that, but if you like, we're like shameless people. If I could pull up in like a limo pink Humvee to a party and all my friends pile out of it, like, I would be like, I'd be buying that shit. Like, or like the pudgy car. What if I had the pudgy car?
Yeah, and I mean that could even if the technology was here, that would be the opportunity for like that pudgy replica to like maybe come with a digital version in Decentraland, and all of a sudden pudgies are interested in Decentraland. Ooh, in my perfect world.
Yeah, I think they're building their own metaverse and games, so that's cool. But we don't need their permission to bring them here. We
Exactly.
just get the IP. But yeah, I think that I don't know. I don't know when that will ever, happen, but I think I wonder if we could just turn small. Well, I think Nikki tried to do that. Nikki Fuego tried to do that with like the wearables that turn you into a car. And I think that hit some roadblocks too. Um, so I don't know. Back to the drawing board on that one, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, many roadblocks. I guess like it. I think this is the last thing I remember that was like kind of the issue that roommate was saying. It was like just came down to the engine, and kind of like it wasn't very or wasn't syncing well with the central end, something like that. Almost almost seems like just an issue that went out of their hands. But oh well.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Oh, and before I forget, I did post a pin up here at the top that I wanted to post there so I wouldn't forget it. But Viva La Calaca is an event that our good friends Unai has every year, and so that looks like there's an open call for art. Let's see. So click on that. Look into the profile. I believe it's in Spanish, so I think that's as far as I got. And then I was like, ooh, I gotta add some more brain power to understand what's going on here. But they're looking for music, art, and then maybe 3D assets. So
Ooh.
that is awesome.
Yeah, that kind of brings me earlier this week, like I had a conversation with Longshot from Pixel Palette Nation, and they are launching their website, which like is kind of like a artist, kind of like a artist virtual gallery. No, no, not virtual gallery, but like biography. Is that kind of like just an account for artists to like, you know, talk about themselves, show their art and stuff like that. But the main thing that they're focusing on with their platform is their open calls. So they're making it easy to set up an open call on their platform so that you can, some maybe get someone from within their community to submit some art or whatever it may be. I think PPN is mainly focused on art, so it could be art, but I'd have to ask if if music is a thing too.
That is so awesome. Just to have like, if there's an artist here in Decentraland, to have like another kind of funnel to get seen and get visibility. And then vice versa. Like it would be really cool to have a build for them in Decentraland, like an art gallery where they could, um, showcase all of their artists. And then we could find the musicians and play the, the music.
Yep. I mean, we're always looking for new artists to meet and stuff like that. Like I think it's like perfect for maybe like at some point in the future, like it's too late now for Art Week, but at some point in the future, trying to see what kind of artists we can find through there.
Well, is it too late for Art Week? Because I think there's still time. There's still time.
I,
Like I think that the morning of Art Week, I'll be deploying the scene. So
oh, that
I'm kidding.
reminds me. I think One Exist had a friend that he wanted to see if like there could be that we like if we could display their art somewhere or something like that. Um,
Yes, the answer is yes.
okay, so I think he's like posted it somewhere. I'd have to like dig back, like within that artist chat, or I mean the Art Week chat. I think he posted it like a while back. Um, but I'll look back and see who his friend was, so that we can start featuring that feature them. Um, crap, and I feel like I'm missing something too.
Well, there's you and I. We have a lot of work to do because I have to send you some addresses so you can move Miguel's and have Argent squeeze right in next to Miguel. Um, and I believe there's somebody else that wants a two-piece over yonder east of here. So, yes, if anybody's listening and they want to borrow land, put a build in. Like if you're doing a build for Art Week, you're welcome to use it. I don't know. It's up to you if you have time to create something in time. But what I think it would be nice to do, and like what Oddjob and I had talked about, is connecting like La Cantina, the kind of the CBD district, Sinful's area, and then there's a 5 parcel chunk, and then there's Oddjob's Farcaster area, and then Old Guy down in that neighborhood. So we're gonna try to make something in that chunk so that you don't get lost. So it kind of shows you exactly where to go. And I would like to put in more art from the community there. So yeah, I guess basically anybody that's listening that wants your art at Art Week, we are on the official yeah, we're unofficially official, I guess. We are doing an installation for, just community artists right here, to the right of where the cantina is. So people that didn't make it into the main venue, like whether they didn't have time to put their application in or they just weren't selected, but they still want to share their art. A few have reached out to us, and yeah, like they're building. Some of the art is already up. Um, but then if you're like a 2D artist, you're not a builder like in 3D, we still want your art. Like we can post it up on the wall, and then have like yeah, just have the whole place decorated. If there's a ton of people, we'll just have like a special art gallery. But if there's just a few, we'll just like showcase it, make it nice. I know the Shi-Fi ladies have been getting a lot of artwork. from people in the Shi-Fi cohort. That's going to go right here at the cantina. And then I have a different. I should probably stop taking on new things. But then I have the community collaborative AI fusion art project that I might have a few more spots because some people haven't gotten back to me. And deadlines should worry me more than they do, but I'm just like, yeah, it's all gonna work out okay. But yeah, basically, long story short, if you're an artist or even if you're not an artist and you're just like, wow, I can doodle, I can't do much more, but I just like want to participate and have my like, have something there for Art Week, do it. Let me know. We are going to be on the tour, and I think Bay's going to come through probably, and we're just going to walk through the area, and then we have some performers. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be really cool to see. And let's see. Okay, Glam Chain says, "Can I send more art? Can I send?" Yes, Glam Chain. Yes, you can. I think as long as I can handle it, if it comes in one at a time, I can handle it. If like I started getting overwhelmed by the amount of people when I was like, "Hey, free wearables," and I'm like, "Oh, what did I do to myself?" But yeah, you could definitely send in more art. Sinful. I need your art too.
My art.
Oh, I know what to do. Yes, I need your art. Can you take your ferret's little footstep beans? Can you put it in some like non-toxic paint and then have Maki do some art for us?
Oh man, that sounds messy.
Art is messy.
Art is messy. Art is beautiful. Speaking of Maki, where is Maki? Maki Tobin sounds. Oh, she's sleeping in her tube bed. Never mind.
Okay, Ethra is asking, can I submit a 3D art, like a sculpture? Yes, Ethra. If you have 3D art, what I would do is I would just delegate land to you and you can deploy that like on the scene. I think that's probably the best way because then we don't have to share files and we have lots and lots of art. That would, and Ethra's from the Shi-Fi cohort. So if you like, that would be, you'd be another one that could get the land right next to the other Shi-Fi grads by like that MetaWolf has given. I don't know if everybody was here when we said it earlier, but there is specific land in Decentraland just for Shi-Fi grads who want to play around. There's our good friend MetaWolf, who's amazing, and it looks like MetaWolf is not here. They must have gone to work. They're always working. They're always working, but it's really cool because then you're in like a small group with other builders that are new and just figuring out this place. So yes, Ethra, let's talk. I will write that down and we'll connect after. I mean, I think like the thing, the Sin and I always like we love seeing people use land, and I mean we can't possibly build on all of the land, and I think there's a lot of people in the community that have the same, in the same situation. Like the land is valuable and we want to have it, but it takes a lot of work to develop it out. So I don't know. To me, I just want people to build on it, and it's also really helpful if you are like a new user and you're like, I'm gonna build my dream in Decentraland, and it's going to be beautiful and glorious, and I'm going to do this and that, and then you take the plunge and you buy the parcel, and then you see the reality and you're like, okay, like my dream is going to be a whole lot harder. And like I think nowadays that's not as much of an issue because triangles you can get around. Like there were some really big build limitations, like I guess 5 years ago now. I guess it feels weird saying it was that long ago. But like in the past, you had only 10,000 triangles to work with on a one piece parcel. And so you'd get in there and you'd start building your dream, and then you're like maxing out the limitations of one scene. So I always felt bad, like for anybody that bought land and then found out what they can really do. So it's better just to be informed. Like you don't want to buy land and then regret it. Land is cheaper now. It's much different than when you spent a lot of money on a piece of land. But still, it's a nice way. Like I think also your location is really important. And so you might want to have some like land in Decentraland, build on it, make your event, but then you're going to like wait until maybe like a beachfront parcel comes for sale, or you want roadside property. So then like you can have your build, but then wait until your perfect dream spot comes available. And I don't know, then it's like, it's such a good feeling. Like it's probably like buying your first house. You're like, I'm home now. I'm home.
Yes, I remember the first time I came home to my hills. My hills are gone now, but I remember my hills. I miss my hills.
Oh, I don't know if yes. Oh, speaking of your hills, um, those hills are still there. I don't know if anybody else has ran into this glitch because I know LL Sky, Dr. Krillo, and I have seen it, but like there's something about the hills not going away. And so if you go east of here, you can go look at my igloo and like the hill runs into the igloo. I couldn't get into that igloo if I wanted to. And it's like, I mean, it looks like there was a landslide because the ground topography is like over my scene, part of it. Actually, you should just like take the camera from here. Take
It's
the camera.
it's
Let's see if I can do it.
it's normal to me. I mean, I just ran back here a little earlier, and yeah, it's
Really?
normal
Oh,
to me.
no. No, look. Okay, so you're normal, but look at these giant. I'm gonna run over to the side. Oh gosh, all my shaders just changed. I like tried to just put blank blocks on my scene, but look at there's grass. I mean, I feel like an angry homeowners association. There's grass growing on my sand, and it's and there's a bush right here. But no, come over here. Look. This is not healthy erosion in my community.
Okay,
See this?
okay, I see.
Yes, none of this land should be here. The gardener was supposed to come through this week. Okay, and then come over yonder and see if my igloo is still here. My igloo is gone. Maybe I undeployed it, but yeah, there's some funkiness over here.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it's the grass is like not going away, or
Yeah, and on
but the
LLC,
hills are so nice. I love these hills.
I know, I know. I think we do need to return some hills.
Yes, we need to build on the hills. It's not a matter of getting rid of or putting the hills back. It's just developing on them.
Yeah, I really I feel so bad because in the real world I'm like very I never like bulldoze something, and then here in the metaverse I'm like, guys, we need the bulldozer out here. Like this, trim this stuff down. Like can't have it. Um, and it took me so long to understand what was happening here, and I don't know why it is like this. Um, but it is different. So if you deploy a scene like this 3D art over here for Art Week, that's LL Skies. For this one, you couldn't even see it because the hill was like in the way, and now it's fixed. I think Dr. Krilla must have fixed it, but yeah, it's something weird is going on over here. And you know what I wonder, because this is all a district, like maybe a district behaves differently.
Hmm.
And then on that note, are we always going to be a district up here? Because we're not a district. I mean, we are our own like self-made, but we're not. It's blue on the map, and it should be private.
Yep. Hmm. I mean,
I'm gonna write that question down for the next AMA.
yeah. Yes. Good AMA question.
Yeah, they'll be like, "No, not you again."
It's like, yes, us. Well, they'll know our questions beforehand. I mean, they're kind of out there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's the nice thing. We're not trying to like surprise anybody. We're just trying to, they can maybe some of them they can even answer before the AMA, and it might just be simple. All
Yep.
right, district.
We're not trying to do like gotcha.
Yeah. Well, and like, okay, so let's say that we wanted to make a district. Well, I guess that would be totally different. But like, what if we did want a district here for CBD district? We wanted it blue. I don't know. Like, could a group of people at this point create new districts, or just our districts? They were done, 6 years ago, and you don't. They're just done. That's it forever.
Oh, I mean, I think we could create whatever we wanted. It's just a matter of like setting up the wallets, and then that would be an unofficial way. But like, yeah, I guess yeah, you could. You're talking about officially. We'd have to ask.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if it's something that like even could be done, because they're confusing. If you're a new user come in and you see the map, like, I guess the map the way it is now, it's I guess it's
It's
the
only
other map.
confusing if you're buying land.
Yeah, it's the other map on the marketplace that shows up districts. But there's a lot of those that I don't know. Doesn't seem like they're very active. But I just wonder for the land thing. Maybe it's the district here that's affecting it or something. Phew. Okay, that's a lot. So let's see. I am writing down things so I don't forget them. Also, I got another thing to pin at the top. I think half of this Twitter space is me remembering what I'm going to talk about. Let's see. There's an X space coming up this week, and I'm so excited about it.
I am too, and it's after work, so I get to listen to it.
Yay! Yes. Okay. So on Monday, so there's the Shi-Fi cohort. It's a 8-week class, teaching women about Web3, blockchain, a little bit about NFTs and metaverse. It's kind of like it kind of changes, I think, every time they have a course. But it's the recent one, season or cohort 14 is coming to an end, and so we're having the graduation in Decentraland, and Decentraland was one of the sponsors of this, so there's a lot of questions and a lot of interest in Decentraland, which is amazing and awesome. But some of us were talking about like how we could help people understand like how to build here, like if they want to come in and build. Like I said before, it's so like there's so many ways you could build. I mean, it's almost hard to like explain it. If you're an artist, you're gonna like build one way. If you're a musician, you might be like taking a different approach. If you want to be like a fashion curator, definitely gonna have a different approach. So like you could probably talk for days just on all the different ways to to like participate in Decentraland. But this panel is awesome because it's going to be Dana, myself, M, Toxic, and then Steph from Shi-Fi. So I feel like if anybody has questions about, Decentraland, like this is a great thing to tune into. Um, I'm so excited for our speakers. I'm excited to have Toxic and M up there. Like you guys, rock.
Num num. I love cookies. Thought I'd fill the open the open air with that.
Yeah. Yes, and then the Shi-Fi graduation is on Monday. That's going to be at Mary Shark's Face Moon Gallery, and then the after party is going to be at La Cantina, and I think it's just going to be loose and come through. I've sent out a ton of wearables, but if you haven't connected with me yet and you want some wearables, just reach out in my DMs. Yeah, it's good practice not to put your ETH address in like public, like don't retweet it here just because there's bots out there that like find ETH addresses on crypto Twitter, and then you'll get lots of airdrops in the future. So it's a little safer to do it in DMs. And if anybody has wearables that you're like, hey, I would donate some, I do have a list of people to send it to. I like hit up some of the guys and I'm like, you know what, guys, like I know you were airdropped some really pretty dresses and hair for ladies that I don't think you're gonna wear. So here's the list. Can you send them? So thank you, Sin, for looking through there and finding some goodies for them.
You will have to continue looking. Oh, Dr. Drip is coming up.
Good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning. Getting my water real quick. 1 second. I think I got a lot to say.
I think it's definitely morning. I think I hear little birdies in the background.
Yeah, those are my finches. They're so cute. Really easy to take care of. I also
Aww.
got what do we have? We got finches. We got a conure. We got something like 34 chickens. So I guess I'm a bird trainer. If I were a Pokemon guy, I'd be a bird trainer.
Oh my gosh, you need like an emo of like the lady from Home Alone in New York City that's got the birds all over her. You guys need that, like birds all over you.
I've made so many chicken wearables that I haven't launched because I'm just like, oh, this is nice, and then I'm like, no, this isn't it. This isn't it. But no, okay. So this brings me to what I wanted to talk about. So I'm making wearables. Some of them are cool. I want to launch, and I'm not feeling it. Um, well, I'm dying to publish them, but like, okay. So the credit system is really really awesome. I love it so much. I think it really invigorated the marketplace, and it's bringing some sales to creators that were having trouble getting some sales, myself included. It's been very slow. So the credit system has been really, really awesome. At first, they would give you like a few credits each week, and then now it's season 2. They bumped it up, so we're getting like 40 credits, like basically 40 mana every week to spend, which is awesome. I love it so much. I'm so happy. I'll sit here and talk for like 10 minutes just about how happy I am about it, but but I'm not going to. So there's a little bit of a flaw. I think one suggestion I would have is like I kind of wish that it was limited. Maybe there's like so the first season it was only a little bit of credits. Maybe that it should have stayed that way. And then if you own a name, then you get more. It's not hard to get in here and be like, I love this place. I'm buying a name. It costs $30, and then you're earning credits. And for what, the next year, next 2 years, you're getting credits every week. You're buying stuff. And the reason I would make that suggestion is because right now, wearable creators are kind of getting slaughtered for no reason. Like our floors are just getting killed, and here's the scam. So someone will go and create like 10 alts or like 100 alts, or I don't know. And then they'll go and use credits, exploit credits, and buy a bunch of free items. They go for the top wearable creators. Um, and they buy a bunch of them, and then they immediately turn and dump them. Like one of M shoes 20 mana, and there's still some in stock, and she's still trying to run promotions on it. She's still trying to release chained airdrops for those items, and now it's like 8 mana, and someone's holding like 20 of them, and it's like, okay, so how am I supposed to publish my chicken wearables if there's going to be no value, and people that spend money are then going to get screwed because it's going to come up on the market for 8 mana? So it makes it really hard for people that are actually trying here and have um, a plan, like a marketing plan, or maybe they've got a roadmap. I don't like that word. None of us do. But like maybe you have a plan and you're actually like trying and you're just getting shit on. There's no more like it was already not like we were getting rich off this stuff. But now it's like we're just getting crushed, and it's sad. It's really sad to see. So I just wish, I know that they said that they were implementing something to fix the alts, everyone exploiting with the alts, but it seems like it's still an issue. So I just wanted to bring it up and I don't know, put some more eyes on it because it's a real bummer. And the I sat here for like 20 minutes staring at my baby chicks here, just wondering if I was going to come up here. I was like, I don't want to come up here and just like, complain again. But how long is this going to go on for? Like am I so I'm taking a break, I'll take a break this week, I'll take a break next week. Am I going to come back the week after? Am I going to come back next year? And then still floors are getting decimated. So I do see it as an ongoing problem. I really hope there are solutions coming up because it's a bummer, and there's already so many challenges to create here. We don't need this. And I know it's none of my friends. I hope it's none of my friends. I'd be pissed. But it's no one in here. But if anyone it listens to the recording and, like, I don't know, if you felt the need to do this, it's a bummer, man. Keep your money laundering out of the artists. Don't screw the artists because you want to get a few bucks, dude. That's whack. You're whack. I'm sorry. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely started feeling it towards like I knew that I was going to retire the emote that I made, like the summer emote, the first sip. I knew I was going to retire it September 1st, and like cuz not a lot of people had bought it, so I was like, "Oh, this will be cool. It'll be almost like a mythic." And I'm just going to like sleep on it, and like I'll return it to the marketplace like June 1st next year. We've always talked about like seasonal, wearables, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to do it on this one." But and then somebody started buying it like over and over again on the last few days. So I'm like, dang it, like I know that this is going to be rare. And now this person's going to be able, like, I just don't want them to, I don't want anyone to scam other people with my wearable. And so I think like 4 or 5 were bought in by alts right before I took it off the market. But yeah, like it's amazing to kind of look at how people do it. Like I know I saw a pair of M's shoes and I was like, yeah, like this is a deal. I'm gonna, because I like to, I like to buy stuff to give away, like in giveaways or just, for people. So it was affordable, it was cheap. But then yeah, you and I talked, and it was like, oh dang, like I don't want to be adding to this problem because I like see like the thrift store shopper in me sees a good deal. I'm like, I need a bunch of those. Um, and I don't know a way to like fix it. Like I've tried to think of different ways, like make it so that you can only like you make it so you can customize how many can be sold at once. Like maybe I'll sell 5 of these at a time, and after that the listing shuts off. I have to manually go back in and list 5 more or something like that. Or I mean, I think you and I talked about like minting them all to your own wallet and then just like single-handedly listing them independent from a listing. It's just like that everything, it takes a lot more work than it should. And I don't know how to fix a system where people are so cunning with how to like game it, I guess.
Right, but I think it needs to be looked at, and I think that's the point, because I don't know how to fix it either, but I think that someone needs to be looking at this, or it's just going to get worse. Um, and it's like, oh shoot, what was I gonna say? It was about M shoes. Oh, it's a catch-22. So it happened to me like right away. The first day, I was like, I got a bunch of sales, and I was all stoked. And then they listed one, and I was like, oh, I think I get it. And then that same morning, M woke up, and it happened to her, and she already bought one. She bought one back, and I was like, no, 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 don't feed the pigeons, don't do that. So they ended up buying more of hers, and it's like to their logic, they're probably thinking like, what does the artist care? What does the artist care? They sold out, right? Or maybe they bought all the items. They sold out. They got the mana. Now it's my turn they're my items. I get to sell them on secondary for what I believe they're worth. And that's how it would be if they spent their own, their own skin in the game, but they didn't. They got it for free with 100 bot accounts, and so they're um basically like they think it's okay that you get your profits and then your item that you made gets crushed. It's devalued. And that's what I have a problem with, because that's not it's not that simple. Like me personally, it's not about the money. I don't create wearables so that I can pay for things. I create headlights and build show cars so I can pay for things. So for me personally, I know not everyone's like that. For other people that do, get financial aid from selling art, I'm not sure how many are there are, but that's even worse for people like that. But my point was, for me, it's not about the money. I'm not trying to fill my pocket. I'm trying to create items that are going to last. I'm trying to, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to make the grails, right? Someone needed to be there early to keep cooking, even when it wasn't selling, to create items that have meaning. And I think that this just, it undervalues all of that. I think a lot of creators aren't even going to realize that this is going to hit them. People are going to create their first item and price it decent, fair. And then it's just going to be, I don't know. It's just gonna go to zero, or they'll just keep having this problem where they sell it for 20, it sells out, and then gets listed for 3, so the person can get the real mana. And it's like, what, you have to wait for all those to get dumped? No one's gonna want them. And then you have to think about the people that did support you and did buy your wearables at 20 mana, and now it's 5 or 6, and then so other people are getting these deals, and the people that were your number one supporters got screwed the most because they paid the real price. So that's what I worry about, is me screwing all these people behind me that are just like, hell yeah, we rock with Dr. Drip. He's doing it legit. And it's like, now I'm not doing it legit, and it's not even my fault. So yeah, I would like to kind of put a spotlight on this and be like, we have some small issues here. I love the activity. I love that everyone's, getting some sales, but I do think in the long run that this needs to be addressed.
I think you had that's a really good idea to make it like rewards are higher if you have a minted name, because at least then you are putting your skin in the game. And then I mean, there's like the first round, I thought the rewards were great. The second round, they're like, dang, like I already got 75 mana. Like I can buy a mythic with that. I'm, a quarter of the way to buying a unique. Like that's very generous. And so maybe it just doesn't even need to be that generous to keep going. Like maybe I'm sure Foundation is experimenting, and they might be like, whoa, okay, we got to pull it back a little bit. But then what if the rewards were just, I mean, even a little harder to get? Like really, right now you can log in, you can go to a party, eventually that little circle shows up and you're like, oh, I have a reward, and you just slide it over. And I didn't even try to get that reward. It could be something way harder, like I mean, it might be like, hey, host an event for this much, or publish your first wearable for this much. So it would still be rewarding people like participating in the ecosystem, but it would be way more like I guess it's like a job. Your income should reflect the amount of work that you put into it. So if you put in more work, like maybe, I don't know, maybe if you publish a wearable you get 50 mana right away, because that's a huge amount of work to like create your own wearable and put that in. Parties are a huge amount of work, so if they started rewarding people for hosting events, that would be amazing to see how that gets gamed. Like
And
Okay,
I do
so
like that the rewards are high. I don't know if they need to be reduced, but I think that if it got into the hands of the collectors rather than the exploiters and the money launderers, there would be a massive difference.
yeah, I mean, you kind of mentioned like I don't know if it's a solution or perhaps a band-aid or part of the solution. You started off with like kind of mentioning a possible like tier system where like, hey, this user has a name, he gets tier 2 wearable rewards, they have name and land, uh tier 3, whatever. I'm just throwing out examples. And then the tier 1 like would be like, just low amounts of mana that you would receive for doing the quests. And to tell you the truth, like there are so many items in the marketplace, so many items that are 1 mana. Like you could literally build out an entire outfit or 5 outfits through like just like between the free stuff in the marketplace and the like super cheap stuff, where like those creators aren't worried about like devaluing their item. They and this is just me scrolling in the marketplace here. And I'll bring it up on screen for anyone that's watching on stream. Um, I'm here in the collectibles. I just filter it to cheapest, and we have a lot of items that are free.
Dude, and I love what you just said about the tiers, and you added the land in there too. Like, so right now, the only incentive to hold that stuff, like, and I mean hold, I don't mean build on it and have fun. I mean, if you're holding, you get VP, right? That's what you get hooked up with. But what about the people that aren't into the DAO, don't want to be into the, political background of this stuff, and they just want to be on playing the game, right? Where there's so many of us that are just into the game. We just want to buy new stuff. That would give them incentive to hold things, names, land, because yeah, right now if you hold land, there it's just DAO related is the benefit. Otherwise, you can utilize your land and get a benefit, but just holding, there's no incentive. So adding that additional incentive, that's a cool idea too. That's like giving the users and the players skin in the game, or use of their skin in the game.
In like Pudgy Penguins, there's like little penguins, but then there's these things called rods or rogs. People, they call them rogs. I haven't gotten one yet. They're like $600 for this NFT, and all it is a fishing rod. And but like, to my understanding, if your IP is like used, you get basically more percentage of rewards because you have that in your wallet. And so it'd be the same thing. Like, if you have almost like a ice poker multiplier. I don't want to even like bring back those memories, but like, what if it's a multiplier? Like you said, I mean, it, where, yeah, like that would be really interesting. Incentivize what's already been done, but I don't know if, like, that's a whole different level of complexity, but that would be nice to have more rewards for having land.
Rewards, incentives. I mean, it's small and would be within the platform. Um, so I'm enjoying this conversation.
I'm just
Yes.
bummed that it's affecting like some of the people like you guys, Doc, that are like, in my opinion, doing some of the best like virtual brand. Like, you're doing so good. Like, you've got your website, you got your burn mechanism, you're consistent. And so it's like, it's such a hard space and such a small space anyway, that like, I don't know, just please know that like your supporters know that you're, like, we know who you are. Um like, proof of work. Like, we know who you are, and we know that this is out of your hands. And so I would just say, like, I don't know, like, we know you, we see you, we know you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that a lot. But I think I'm bringing it up because I see it as a bigger issue for the greater community, and it pissed me off. You guys, like, these are artists. These aren't the 1%. These are real people that are speaking from their soul, whether they're making money off it or not. And it's like, dude, that's who you're going after. So it kind of wasn't even about me. It kind of pissed me off when it became more of like it seems like a platform wide issue. And I don't know, maybe I'm just, maybe they fixed it, maybe there's IP checking coming, maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's something, and I'm just making a big fuss. But I'm really happy that I got to share this with you guys, and that I to be honest, that I got to say it without getting super angry.
Yeah, so I mean, like, what is the next step? Like, have you like spoken with anyone from Foundation about this issue or topic at least?
No, I don't think they like me very much.
Okay. So one, we will add it to the list, Canessa, for the all
Yes,
hands,
yes, I
and
already
then
got
two,
the list.
and then two, we will bug because this kind of seems like an immediate issue opposed to like something that could be solved down the line. Like by then, it's like a lot of people will be kind of just over it.
Yeah, because I brought up the curation thing, and they're like, you can make a proposal to go fire everyone, and I'm like, that sounds fun. That sounds like a good day.
I I mean I mean, write the proposal. I'll post it. Compose the art. I'll post it. I don't. It's
So I'm making tons of friends, off to a really great start. No, I'm just kidding.
I
so
suggest there's a HOA. It's a homeowners association, and it's because like you're legitimate. You that's a total legitimate concern, Doc. That like if you go and you start making waves, like your business could suffer. Like people, like I don't know. I mean, it could, yeah, like your wearables might not get approved. It might be like drugged through the mud if you start making things difficult. So, and that's not the only, issue like that. Like look at linked wearables. I mean, we want those things passed. So maybe there needs to be um like a decentralized third party, like the CBD HOA, where it's not like one person pushing this, but like it's for the greater good of all. And then, I mean, they kind of know who's like the CBD HOA, but at least like I don't know. At that point, if people are gonna,
they could be angry at all of us and not just one of us.
yeah, it's like in the Guardians of the Galaxy when Star Lord has to hold the Power Stone at the end, and it's almost too much to him. But then Gamora takes his hand, and Groot takes his hand, and Drax and Nebula, and then like they collectively survive because they're all just taking a little bit of heat instead of the Star Lord taking all the heat. That's like what we need to do.
Suffer as friends. No, I'm kidding. It wouldn't be suffering. Um, I mean, to tell you the truth, I think it may come. I'm going to be blunt here. I think it comes down to common sense. Like, if we start putting out these proposals and asking questions, like, don't you think the curators should have the common sense? Like, yeah, actually, I haven't curated anything for like 3 years now. Like, I guess.
Well, they're gone. They're totally gone, so that proves the point. And most of
Yeah.
them got pushed out because people may or may not be using bots. So if 4 out of 17 of the people use bots, then the other 13 are just not there. And your comparison to the HOAs, I hate HOAs, dude. I do not like HOAs. I'm so happy that I don't live in SoCal anymore. That's terrible. But the shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I like, as far as making it hard for myself bringing up these topics, I don't even care anymore. I really don't, because they're important topics, and someone needs to bring them up. And I don't know. I keep bringing up these topics in like different AMAs and stuff, and my friends are always like, "Yo, Doc, chill. Like, this maybe isn't the venue or something, or maybe bring it up another time." And it's like, dude, you guys forget what the last A stands for in AMA, bro. But no, I don't mind bringing this up, and even if it is gonna make people give me, get the side eye. Um, because these things are important. These things are important because we're doing so good now. Like, things are really starting to look promising. I think the next step is content. We need content. I bought a 3x3 a couple weeks ago, and I'm building. I'm not telling anyone what I'm building. If you guys notice, I'm AFK in game. I love you guys. I'm not ignoring you. I would say what up, but I'm probably in another tab building chickens. And this new build, it's my car garage. I'm finally doing it. I finally got a big enough parcel. I already built out the entire structure. Next, I'm doing animated lighting. Yes, RGB lighting, just like the cars I build. It's gonna be really sick. I'm really happy about it. But like, if we're spending time on this and it's just gonna deteriorate the momentum that we have of things looking good, then I'm a little worried that I'm, potentially wasting time doing something I'm passionate about. So I'd rather the thing I'm passionate about it does not end up a waste of time, and if I can help, I will.
Well, as far as like wearable creators, like you are the canary in the coal mine. Like you're like if it's going to happen to you, it's going to happen to everyone. So I mean, I guess at the same time, like, this is a compliment. I know it's not a compliment, but like the fact that they're loving your stuff and M stuff, like, I would say they see like quality. And so, I mean, that is like horrible, but at least, like they're seeing that those are items that people are going to want. So it's, I don't know, like if there's a tiny compliment in all that, um, that I guess I gotta, like, I'm such a freaking hopeless optimist. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking.
No, you're good. And also, like, I know, like, Dana was like, dude, there's some shoes I don't have and they're really cheap. She actually messaged us, can I buy them? And we're like, yeah, like, don't feel bad. We don't want to feed the chickens, but like, if you're a collector and you see a deal, like, you can take it. Don't feel bad. We're not going to look at you weird. But also, like, I don't know, is that feeding the pigeons? I feel like it might be, but it's definitely a lot worse if me or M go through and buy all of, sweep our own floor at their prices. That's like really feeding the pigeons, because then they're going to come back and say Doc is complicit. He's going to get us our real mana, and he's going to give back some of the credit mana, um, because that's what it is. It becomes complicit with this. It's laundering. It is laundering. You could say, it's just a kid, or it's just a guy. Like, it's not some, super hacker or something, but it's literally just exploiting and laundering, and it's traceless, and it's a bummer.
Well, and in that way, like, it's not new. I know the MetaMask beanie, like those things have held their value so insanely well that I've never seen a friend of mine buy it and wear it, but yet it's one of the top performing wearables on the marketplace and still sells for over 100 mana. And then there's like a robe, that again, like, sales on the marketplace does not reflect that. I've never really seen anybody wear it except for the creator that like, anyway, yeah, I'm not, I mean, there's things
No,
that don't add up.
no, I remember those items, and I've got my own opinions. Let me disclaimer: this might be total misinfo, so I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm going to, because they're my opinion. Um, the MetaMask beanie, somebody wrote a wash trading script, because that was constantly being sold. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of that. As for the money robe, that was kind of cool to see, because that was actually a trading community from somewhere else. Kind of like, I think a lot of us are familiar with the group Wall Street Bets. It was like that, but it was a different, like, private club of traders. And so I believe that may have been legit, and those people were I think there may have been utility behind it, so they were dumping money behind it or something, but I don't know the details of that one either.
I know that the guy that released it was one of the, like he did an amazing, well, he did a video on like ice poker that was big enough that like it completely sold me on it. And I know that there was like some influencing and like YouTube, he had a following elsewhere. So possibly, yeah. I'm like, I want to buy this and have it just so I can be in the club that I have no idea what the club is, but they're like oddly, yeah, busy and popular. And then the MetaMask beanie ones, I did in like 2021. I bought one for 70 mana and I sold it for 150 mana, like in an hour. And I was like, oh my gosh, the metaverse is like, I'm gonna make so much money here. And I think to date, that's like the only wearable that I ever made profit on, like just buying and reselling for higher. I was like, that, no, I'm not cut out for this. So I mean, yeah, it's a marketplace like everywhere else. Sin and I talk about how we take advantage of the Minecraft and the Elder Ring marketplace. Like, I buy Deep Slate for 5,000 a piece. I turn it into stairs. I sell it for 10,000 a piece. Like, um, but yeah, just ultimately, like, we have to find a solution to this because yeah, it's an awesome marketplace. Like, you keep 97.5% of what you make. So it's not like Roblox where Roblox keeps like 70%. I mean, you get a lot of that income back. Um So hopefully, you know, in a few weeks' time, we'll be talking about some kind of patch. I really think like giving the names more utility could be huge. That is also something that came up at the AMA, talking about like the impersonation, like impersonated accounts that like, you know, because yeah, for I know we've got some new friends in the audience listening, and I know like we talked a little bit in the She-Fi cohort how dangerous like malicious links are. You never click on a link, it's no good. And in Decentraland, you have the ability to like post links in chat, which is really scary. I don't know. I personally wouldn't click on them, but that was one thing we talked about. Like maybe you can only post links if you have a minted name. Like so, I don't know. It just gives a little bit more utility to having a name, and then a little bit more protection. Um, if anybody sees
Yep.
Canessa in World, like if I have numbers behind my name, that's not me. Like if I don't look like a freaking over the top.
Supermodel.
Well, I don't know about that. If I'm not like all shiny and decked out, that's not me. They put me in default glasses and talked about Nifty Island. Like, I'm sorry. That's just rude. Like that hurt.
Canessa,
Yeah.
you're always
I
talking
mean,
about Nifty Island, though.
I do I
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That was a perfect time to use the Okay, I won't talk about what memes I posted in Gen chat with it, but I'm like, no, I am if I come asking you about Nifty Island, that is not me. Just no. No.
No, but token gating links is genius, and there's so much to lose. So I think that that's a really smart. I mean, it doesn't seem like too much to ask. It doesn't seem unreasonable. How many discords do you go in where you don't have permissions to send links? Like that's normal, and I feel like it should be normalized. And again, I want to say it again. It's not too much to buy a name. It's not too much to ask, and I promise if for some reason you like if it is too much for you for whatever reason, I guarantee if you make a friend and like I would if somebody asked me to they really want a name they can't afford it right now, I'd buy it for them. So like it's not too much to ask to get a name. And maybe that's I don't know, maybe that was wrong of me to say, and that's an entitled view because some people don't have money. But like I said, like there's so many people here that would love to gift a name to a real person that they know. Like all the Shi-Fi, man, shout out to Shi-Fi, they've been pushing pixels and killing it lately. But those are real individuals, and you can verify them, and like people like that come in and like throw them a name. Of course, it's so cheap right now. I remember my first name. Do you guys remember how much you paid for your first name? Mine was like
I
$365.
yeah, my first name was $300. That was just in mana, and then you had to pay the gas fee. You remember the gas fee?
Like 60 to $100 on the wrong day. Yeah.
I got my first name for free because it was the day that you could mint them in 2019. So I'll shut up now. But like, I I don't think I did a name at the top, but I was yeah.
I did.
That's right.
I did a few names at the top.
Gosh, think of how rich we would all be if we hadn't minted our names at the
If we
top.
if we held that in just Bitcoin,
Wait, we can't talk. We can't go down that road. Let's steer back on the road we're on. That road is bumpy. It's a 4-wheel drive road. It's the road of regret and ice poker, and we're not going there, guys. We're going forward.
so like with the idea like of like of tiered yeah, I mean those could be like just tiered benefits in all honesty for just being a part of the platform, holding assets, being able to post links, maybe the ability to post animated emotes or something like that, like stuff like that could be done. Um or
Well,
at least
we're
the ideas are there.
we're talking about token gating, which is so romantic because that's one of the most amazing features about our platform that everyone is scared to use. I'm gonna say it. There's so many people that are like, um, as soon as token gating gets out there, like that's too exclusive. I don't want to feel left out, and it's like I totally get that. And that's why I believe that anything that is exclusive, unless it's like a totally private club, make a free to play version, right? RuneScape, free to play, eventually made pay to play. And it was so much better. You give all these people like something to do at the event or whatever. You give them a base version, and then you still have the ability to get. That's incentive. That's utility. And I just feel like it's over the years it's had kind of a negative connotation because of the exclusiveness. And personally I know what that feels like. We all feel left out. I don't care, you know, every single person in here has felt left out at one time or will feel left out, and sometimes it's silly, right? Like sometimes we feel left out for just a silly reason, and that's not a good feeling. But that needs to be separated from the token gating, because token gating is the essence of the technology that we're using. That's why we have NFTs, that's why we have tokens, and we're tokenizing everything so that we can give people a reason to use it. And so yeah, you just said, you know, token gating, all these other ideas about token gating things, token gating links, token gating other things that are gonna mess up the system or be exploited. And I think that's the power that we do have, is the token gate.
Well, and
Wait.
it would give more. Oh, go ahead, Sin.
Oh no, I was gonna say something dumb. Go ahead.
I mean, maybe I'm going to say something dumb too. I don't know. I was just going to say, like, it gives more utility to a name. Like, think about what you guys got when, or like all of us, like when we minted our names back then, like we were just getting our identity basically. Like, I'm trying to think of what else a name got you back then. Like, it gave you VP in the Dow, but we were fresh spring, summer children. We had no idea, nor did we care. But now, like when you get a name, you get a 90,000 parcel world with it. Like you get the ability to set that. I think that's still valid, that you get to set it as your home. Maybe not now that it's a client, but like having a name to build on, that's huge. So it, I mean, I think it's good anytime you can kind of like cut things apart and be like, now you actually have more value with this name because it lets you, you know, do certain things. Like it's just too easy to make alts. Like I had to make an alt last week because I couldn't log in. Yeah, and I was like, all right, now it's easy peasy. So yeah, I don't know a better way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I log onto my alts all the time. I did not connect them to the credit system just because I personally didn't want to. I have friends who did. I have friends who have like a filming account and they connected it to credits, and I didn't. I'm not even judging them, because like I just didn't want that to be looked at on me, because I'm such a big creator. I don't want people thinking I'm doing anything wrong. But to my friends that are doing it, they're doing it because they and I don't I say friends, I just know of one friend who did. But they're buying things to collect, right? They're not buying things to dump and exploit. So like if I'm not gonna say that I think something's right and wrong and that you should do it or not do it. Like if you're doing that, like just don't fuck anyone, right? Like protect the creator.
So,
Yeah,
so
and you
while
guys.
we've been,
No, now you have to go. Go ahead, Sin.
oh, while we've been, speaking, I've been going on a huge like little shopping spree here because I remembered about the cheapest items. Buying some
And
really cool stuff.
what'd you buy? Because I've been buying. If it when Doc was like, they're buying all the cheap stuff, and I was like, oh no, like, actually that is me. Like if there's a bump in volume for the marketplace, it's because I've bought like 300 wearables for the Shi-Fi ladies. Because I'm just like, I mean, I have a bunch, but then I'm like, oh, but this girl said that her style was like urban streetwear matrix. There's like this really cute vest I want to send her. And so um there's some really good cheap wearables, but a lot of them might be gone now because I've been like completely sweeping the floor. And then I'm like, should I even be sweeping the floor like especially wigs and stuff, like cute hair. I'm like, I don't want to buy the cheap ones because what if somebody comes in and they want to customize their avatar and I bought up all the cheap ones to send out? Like, I want to make sure I leave enough for other people, but yeah.
The shopping guilt of purchasing wearables.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then as I'm shopping, I'm like, oh, this one's cute, and then I like buy it for myself. So, it's yeah, it's totally just I want to shop, and no, I really love it when people find like the identity that kind of fits for them here. Like, I think your digital identity is so it's so like it can be so powerful and so important. Like it was for me. I mean, I don't own a single pink thing. Well, I know I didn't own anything pink before Decentraland, and now I have a freaking hot pink blazer, guys, that I wear to like crypto conferences, and like it's yeah, Canessa's changed who I am in the real world. Like, so that's really cool and really powerful. Like I wear things now that I don't think I would have worn before Canessa, because I'm like, no, I like hiking boots and brown and like light brown and dark brown and like a little auburn brown and throw a little olive green in there. Like, now I'm like, let's get some sequins. Like, oh my gosh, Canessa, what have you done to me?
Yeah, I saved up my credits for the Shang Lao kickflip emote. And I was really stoked. It's 100 mana. It's more than I would normally spend on an emote, but the thing was sick. And I like, I'm a skateboarder, so of course I wanted to be doing, like, I had to get it. I had to eventually. And I put it off, and then I was able to use my credits to do it. And that's the other thing is, I love using the credits to buy real creators, like people that, like, of course you go and buy like that old item, right? That one that looks so good and the creator's not there anymore, but like it's so good. And like those are important pieces in your collection. But when you meet someone and they create their first item, or it's someone who's like a long time like OG and has been like throwing parties, and they start producing like a line, maybe they work with a 3D artist to create that line. I love buying those because it's like that it's money well spent in multiple ways. Like you get the item, you get to wear it, and you go to their party, you put it on, and then they appreciate it, and it does like when you do that to someone, being on the other end of that, when people are at your party and they're wearing your stuff and they're rocking with you, like it's so much more powerful than streaming on Twitch or even throwing a metaverse party where that's not going on. So like the creators that are here creating because they have a purpose, because they have a plan and they want to continue. Those are, I get so high off buying those, and I just love that I can do it with credits because I earned those, right? And it turns into real money when it goes over there. And I learned recently that I heard about Roblox and like the payouts and stuff, but I didn't know until M was publishing, and she starts telling me about all the stuff and her experience, and like, whoa. They take 70%, and you get 30%, and then get this, so you get your 30%, right? If you want to go spend that 30%, then it's a full 30%. But if you want to cash it out and take it off the platform, it gets reduced again. So it she was getting $1 an item over there, and then she comes over here and sells a bunch for like 300 something bucks. So it was really eye opening. I know I'm super biased. I love Decentraland, but that I was so surprised. Like people are getting rich over there, really?
That, I mean, if you need that crocodile Amberilo brain rot, like I know I know some people that would love to just convert their credits back into Roblox, but that is the first I've heard of that. I did not know that. I knew that I mean, I knew that they took that much. Like when I was at GDC, Ruston came by the booth and like, he'd stay there and talk all day, and a lot of people would come through like from Web 2, And there was this one creator who was like, yeah, no, I'm at Roblox and they treat us really well, and they give us 30% of everything we sell. And like poor Riston just like laughed out loud, and he was like, that's not a good deal. But I did not know that you're penalized for like converting it out. I'm just like processing it. That's
But
insane.
wait, there's more. So you need to hit a limit before you can cash out. So it's not like Decentraland where you get you get it right away. And if you want to, you could cash out and go pay your cell phone bill, right? Like you can't do that over there. And I was really, really, really surprised because I hear a lot of good things from my friends who have moved over there, and I just didn't know the details of this stuff. I was truly surprised. It gives Decentraland like a huge cutting edge that I had no idea about. And I thought like all of our stuff was kind of janky and broken and stuff, and it's like it's really not. Maybe Roblox you can get an item approved, published quicker. But hey, we're trying to work on our curation, right? Like, but yeah, it's really, really eye opening to get over there and see how that platform, because it's so big and because it's just been doing it for what, 15 years. Another thing, 15 years. Was it 15 years? I don't know. I'm just gonna say 15 years. 15 years, and they are just now launching emission maps, which is wild because every platform uses that's glows. Apparently there was no glowing wearables um on UGC stuff that like if I went over there right now and published an item, I can't use alpha planes. So like I'm just realizing there's 1,000 reasons that Decentraland is better in my honest opinion. And I know that Roblox is getting better every day too, and that's pretty cool because it'll just be a matter of time before those kids aren't using VS Code and Cursor anymore, and they're just using AI, and it does everything and makes it perfect better than they're doing now. So if that's where Roblox heads, that'll be awesome. But at the end of the day, they're not using NFTs, and that's not true ownership, and they're fractionalizing all of the profits every step of the way. And so once again, it's centralization at its worst, and it just makes me feel that DCL is a true contender, and I'm really excited to see how this unloads because you guys, I know I've said it over and over, but I had no idea that Decentraland had these upper hands that Roblox doesn't have.
That's insane. Yeah, I did not know that either, and I think that's so valuable to like have people kind of like trying to make it work, like just an honest go at it. And it does kind of make sense because like my son wanted to publish some wearables in Roblox, and he's like, "Mom, can you help me?" And so I'm like, "Of course, my young sweet child. Here's Blender. Like, let's see how we do it." And that it's, he's like, "No, I'm just gonna like let's just chat GPT it." So we tried like, okay, how to make it, and it took like 5 minutes, and he was frustrated and done. But like, if you imagine every kid on Roblox that like they run out of the Robux cards for Christmas, they don't have the money, and they need to buy the brain rot, and like how are they going to do it? I bet there'd be so many kids that would like rip wearables off of Sketchfab or wherever they can get it from, find a way to publish it, and then just take that money back. So maybe for them just being able to re-spend it in world is great. But um wow, I don't know, I'm just like thinking about that, like how what a crazy marketplace it must be, just because it's kids trying, like a lot of it trying to figure out how to make money. I guess I'm just like, that's my perspective, because that's what my son, like last week, he like started building his own steal a brain rot game, but he's like, I'm not going to steal a brain rot, I'm going to steal something else. And I'm like, okay, like I wish I could help you more. I don't know how to do this. But he uses Chat GPT to help him write the script, and then like he's getting pretty far just on his own with like minimal help, because I don't know how to do it. I don't know. So like, and I'm sure there's kids a few years older than him that do have the skills to figure that out like really quickly. But I just don't even know how you'd compete if you're not one of the top performing scenes, because that space is so fickle. I mean, it's like fish is super hot, and then nope, now it's grow a garden, and nope, now it's a brain rot. Like, to be a creator of those games, like you've got to be like thinking so far ahead and so fast, because your your clientele has about a 15-minute attention span. So yeah, it's kind of off the topic of wearables, but that's that's neat to hear. Thank you, Dr. Drip. Just like bring that info back.
Yeah, no, it's really challenging, and creating an experience, getting a viral game is the way to do it from what I've seen watching videos. I watched that one video where they interviewed the kids that are making tons of money, and they first made a game about, like, I don't know, like cooking babies or something, and so, like, I think a lot of it is like going viral, like producing something that's so wild that it goes viral, which is something that we could do even more in Decentraland if we wanted to, since we don't have limitations. I think they had to change the name of that game and make it something that wasn't about cooking babies. It was about something else, about like cleaning babies or something stupid. But like, if you wanted to make like a gory, really gory game, a decentralized platform, you can. Like, if you make something weird, of course a lot of us probably won't like it, but like, you have the freedom to do that, and that's really a potential to go viral than they do over there. But just, they have all the users. The last gripe I have, and then I'll just honestly shut the hell up about Roblox. But the last thing that was completely wild to me is, like, you can't edit an item. Can you imagine if you uploaded a wearable and you made a mistake in Decentraland and you could never edit it again? Well, that's how it is in Roblox. Once you publish, you cannot make any edits. And I've heard what the pros do is they'll publish one first, and then they'll publish it just to preview it. They don't even sell that one, and then they get it right, and then they go publish it again, and then that one becomes the one that they sell. And it's not expensive to publish, from what I understand. I think it's more expensive on Decentraland. But the thing that I thought was ironic is, if you can't edit your like, the inability to edit your wearable seems like it would be something that is on our side in Decentraland, right? Because when you post to the blockchain, you can't edit the collection name. You can edit the item title, you can edit the tags, you can edit the actual GLB, but you cannot change the collection name, because that gets posted on chain. So like, something like that, a quirk like that, is something that we would have, but no, that's over at Roblox, and as soon as you pay to publish, if you made any mistakes, then that item is trash. There's no editing, there's no anything. And that was just like the icing on the cake for me. That was just wild.
Yeah, I don't know how that would be. I mean, just even thinking about things that you want to like update, or think about your first wearables. I mean, if you did it with your gold shoes, or no, the gold shoes, you made them, but then you like increased your skills, and then you made them better. Like, that's such a cool thing to be able to do. Is like, the first emotes that I made were, I don't know, janky. I still look at my emotes, I'm like, this is too stiff, I need to fix the arm. But like, you're improving and you're getting better over time, so you should definitely be able to go back and improve your creations. Like, yeah, it's almost like a tune up on a car. You just take it back and you make it better. And that's like, across the board, the ability to do that makes this a better platform, because you can constantly be improving the stuff that you already made.
So yeah, so between that and VRM export, I just DCL is just, it's so funny. Like, you gotta go look. You think the grass is greener on the other side, and then you go over there and you're like, oh man, you get back home, you're like, I'm so happy to be home. This is just so great.
Yeah, I had fun building in Nifty. I did, for like a few days, and then definitely was like, okay, this is cool, but yeah, I just like going back. Although the Minecraft grass is always green, I will say. There's just different, some things you do like, but I'm not publishing wearables or anything in there. I'm just like grinding for cool shit.
My Decentraland grass is orange.
Yeah, maybe we should make some kind of meme like the grass is greener, but the grass is oranger,
Orangerist.
orangerist. Yeah. Or like I went the grass was greener, I touched it, came back to orange. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, I think you're onto something there. They told me to touch grass, so I touched orange grass.
My favorite thing is when I'm out on a walk with my kids. I'm like, guys, look, look, and I like touch a blade of grass, and I'm like, I did it, I did it. Like I can. They give me a hard time about that, but
I bet. Look, guys, I touched grass.
Well, if you cut like a small piece of sod and just put it on your desk, then you could tell people that, like, yeah, I always touch grass. I'm super healthy, and like you never leave your computer screen.
yeah, I think when we do that, we're cooked. We're cooked, chat.
My version of that would just be a little patch of catnip being grown in a little pot. Uh, crap! I was gonna say something, but I think I forgot.
GM.
Good morning, Mick. How are you?
Super good. Decentraland officially in my heart is the best place to party on the internet, especially when I do it with Sinful and Pinch. Uh, you know, I think the deeper truth is we find our place, that makes us feel like we can push forward, right? But we also find our people. And I think that's ultimately the most important thing to any platform. Like we find our building utilities, we find our vision in a space, but then we find our people, and that can still stem. I mean, look at Josh Garrett. He's right there. In fact, he's having a birthday party on Sunday in Spatial. And you know what? I've had a lot of brilliant times connecting with creators in Spatial. And I definitely have plenty of nifty friends too. And I think ultimately that's what we're here doing. That's why we're also connected right now on X and using this as a platform is we find amazing people all over the place. And I think our skills still, when we look past this point in time, we're going to see that our skills transfer to all different platforms. But the biggest key is who we want to spend our time around and who we want to grow around. And that has consistently been true with this group of people that I personally love building with you all. I really make it a point though to go find my people on platforms whenever I can. I try and go see Dope Stilo every Wednesday. I love what he does in Spatial. We are virtual environment creators, and there's a lot of wiggle room on where that grows, where we stake our land or where we we might write our name or buy our name. That does change things a little bit, but I think if you look at the broader brush, like this period of time, especially with the creators, the players, the investigators of what the future could look like, I think there's a bigger story to that. And I wish there was a bit more user operability and the more ability to jump between different platforms. So we got more time connecting those lines with our friends. Um, but for me, Decentraland is the most fun place for us to throw a party and gather our friends. And that doesn't make any other platform not the right story. I know, like Roblox, we just downloaded the creator tool for Roblox for my son because that's where my son and daughter like to play. And I feel like that's their that's their safe place with their friends, whether it's safe or not. Like, dad doesn't need to be in there with them. You know what I mean? And I don't know that Decentraland is quite ready yet to have the kids in it. And there are multiple reasons. There is not one in particular. Um, but that's my opinion. I'd rather they don't come and waste my time at my party because that's dad's time. Dad doesn't need to be teased by his kids. I get teased enough by my kids, Dr. Drip. It's really emotional. But more than anything, um, I'm just so incredibly grateful for the people who do keep coming and building and finding ways to make things happen and push through the fog. The other thing about Roblox is they probably have few $100 million, if not $1 billion, in servers and employees and their own directions pushing that entire space forward, and good for them. It's more than it's AAA gaming. This is rogue. This is a small group of people building with a small group of people and doing special things together to figure out what's possible. And I think a lot of it's going to transcend what we're doing now to a much brighter future as long as we keep on the path. So just want to say how grateful I am to y'all, especially for those who come hang out with us. Free makes unicycle. I'm going to touch some grass. I'm going to go smash some grass for 2 days. Let's go.
Free the unicycle.
Just don't smash a club. Those things are expensive.
No smashy. Going for the dub.
Yes, dubs only.
Make I was thinking about that, like just recently, inviting so many new Sheep members in, and like just thinking about like, well, what am I inviting them into? And then like, I may not play Roblox. I mean, I do because I'm a mom, and sometimes I get invited and I love playing. Not at all. We're like, okay, of course I want to play Dress to Impress, or of course I'll go to Girl Garden and help you get that rare, Moonlight Mango. Like, so I actually play it way more than I ever, let on. So like in my head, I was like, why am I in Decentraland? Why am I inviting people here? What benefit is there? Like, there's a lot of things that aren't like seamless, work perfect. But why do I love it so much that it's not like that it's still quite a work in progress? And it just really, I don't know, like I just had this thought of like, it's a great place to start off. Like, it's a great place to just start your journey into like 3D modeling or Web3, because if you can 3D model stuff and like deploy it into Decentraland, you're gaining the skills that really you could take that anywhere. You could go make like a user generated experience in Fortnite or Roblox or Gorilla Tag. Like, you could go so many different places. Like, I don't know if it works in reverse because I haven't. Like my journey has been Decentraland work going outward, but I think that at least here it's still small enough that if you're trying to build something and it's not working, you can go to the Discord and ask for help, or you can go to the CBD Discord and ask for help. And we're small enough that there's going to be like 5 people jumping in, like, well, I think you got your normals backwards, or oh, I think your export, did you export with this tab? Like, and I think that the big ones like Fortnite, Roblox, blah blah blah, you name it. I think they've lost there's discords. I know there's discords that are probably smaller, but I think that some of that community feel, just because it's smaller, maybe you lose that. Like, maybe you really have to rely on YouTube videos to get you the tutorials to get you where you need to be. So I don't know. I'm like, man, Decentraland's a great place to start. And then if you like, I think because there's a lot of people that used to be in Decentraland that now they're busy building in Roblox, and so it's like, man, maybe they can do that now because of what they learned in Decentraland. So I think ultimately, like, life's a journey, and some of the best advice I ever got from my principal, the first principal that hired me, was he was like, "You're not going to stay at one job all your life. Like, you're going to move on. So don't be afraid of moving on, and don't be afraid of like um, not staying one place all your life." And I don't know why, but like at the time, I think I was really locked in on like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, like, it's loyalty to stay at this middle school forever. And after he told me that, I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, we should move on. And so the same, I think, applies here. Like, I love that my friends stay here, but I think it's like the digital world's so much bigger than that. So I don't know. I love seeing my friends gain skills that take them all over the place, because like we don't know where this is all going to end up.
You know, I would just say, and I've been thinking a lot about this lately, is like, what is our number of stability past the 2 years, maybe of runway we speak about? And I think those directives are that group of people. Like right now, we're looking for our next 1,000 people. Maybe we're looking for our next 5,000 people, right? And I think if we just continue on the path of welcoming groups in like Shi-Fi and welcoming people like the Beast, hopefully welcoming, people, welcoming back creators who maybe got stuck or fed up, or maybe it wasn't time yet, and now welcoming their friends. I really feel like that to me is at least on the pathway of where we're headed as the MetaBeast Party, with Sin Show, all these different things of helping people tell their stories in Decentraland, find their legs, find their why. Um, we'll get where we're going. I don't, I really could care less, you know? I love seeing like Muse Party and seeing over 130 people stop by to celebrate our friend and bringing in old friends, new friends. Like, it made me so incredible. It makes me so happy when I see Cat 5, someone who probably trailblazed as much as anybody what it means to throw a party in Decentraland. Like there are people who stood before us on this platform who helped shape the character it is right now, right? So I think if we just keep our eyes on the true prize, which is the special people around us that are allowed to grow and given the platform and the tools, no matter where they build. I think it's extremely important, and I think that's how we ultimately will flourish and be sustainable. I really don't need I don't think Decentraland in any way, shape, or form needs to be a Roblox. We just need our people, and we need sustainability in a very, very real organic nature. And it's happening. People are coming back every week. I'm seeing new stuff all the time. And being small is a weapon. Being small lets us grow how we want to grow, and it lets us be around who we want to be around as we grow. And I think if we all take that approach of opening up our arms or hands or digital heads and just welcoming those special people around us, it's amazing what gets done. So, I mean, maybe the number is like 20,000, maybe it's 10,000, but do you realize like Altspace probably, at its death still had maybe 100,000 users, but they served, a million, maybe more than millions because they were there for a decade. And that wasn't enough to keep those servers on, right? Like it died with ChatGPT, honestly. Um, so, what is that sustainability number that makes this all worth it? That might be just all we need, and that's okay. I think we don't need to become anything. Like as much as I am personally very excited about Other Side and seeing how its plan is to flourish, they've got hundreds of millions of dollars probably built into that game, and it's one of the biggest worlds and spaces that's probably ever going to live in this model of Web3 currently. It's going to take a lot of people to keep the lights on. I bet that number is closer to a million than, say, 20,000.
Well,
Being small is okay.
yeah, and I think anytime there's like a VC behind it, or a brand or a corporation that has invested, they need to see a return on their investment. They need to see profits, and I think that's like the Achilles heel that.
It could be, and it could be the model that works because at the end of the day, VCs are VCs and it's successful for a reason. I really think they're going to do a very special thing there. I mean, I went out and bought a PFP that was probably more than I want to spend because I believe in that success. But I believe in the success of overall virtual environments and experiences with people. But I think Decentraland's real gift is if they can be skinny and if they can be bound together by these special people, and there are enough of us, I think it thrives for a really long time. And so, I- I don't know. It's just where my heart and my head is with the whole process right now. And I really hope we get a shot to prove it.
So, Make, you've been around long enough. You've hosted, I don't know how many shows. A lot.
I mean, we're about a year and whatever this is and a half. So pretty much we've only missed, I think, three since. And then we were doing things before. So a lot, I'd say at least 60, 70.
So, if you could, using your knowledge, your experience, if you could give advice to somebody new coming in, because there's a lot of new faces around. Like, what would be your advice for somebody who wants to come in and create something, build something? Like what? I don't know. I mean, you've learned a lot along the way. What would you want to pass on to somebody?
I mean, I would start by finding your people that you like to grow around. I don't think Decentraland is something you come in and say, I'm here. I mean, I talk to a lot of DJs or people talk about monetization, people talk about where is everybody, all these things. You've got to you got to show up. You got to show up for your people. You got to try on some wearables and show people this is a very special group of people and we are guarded, right? So where we are there to help everybody, we're also in rhythm of like, okay, I go to on Mondays this day, I go to Audio Hot Labs on that day, because we're all busy trying, and we're a small group of people trying to fit in and fit us all into schedules, right? Some of us have kids. I think you take the time to learn about the people around you and how they flourish, and you show up for those people and do your best to be around when you can. and and your builds will be your growth will happen organically, and you'll learn the people to be around that will help you flourish. Like, ultimately, I learned how to DJ here. I am not a Web3. I'm not very, it's not, I understand a lot of concepts about 3D building and about APIs and about a lot of things that I'm not going to follow the path and build. But now I have people around us like Lovely 17 who lent us the 3D space, or she helped build my first wearable, or Mary Shark, who built our second wearable. There are so many ways. You don't have to take on the entire brunt of doing this all yourself. There are people who are really great at what they do, and you might be really great at helping them grow too. I really consider this like the best place to party on the internet, A, and then B, it's like the true friendship platform or community growth. And I don't think it's such a special, unique group of people. But I also think that happens on other platforms. Like, again, I go back to Josh Garrett, who was a big reason the beasts are now in Decentraland, is because Josh put my beast in spatial. And he's got a great group of builders like Ira and Josh and Dope Stilo. It's like you find your tribe and you expand around your tribe and seek the help and people around you as you grow.
Well, thank you, Make. Um, Appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Uh, I'm gonna go to listener and race to the range. I'm so tardy to the party, but so much love, MFers. We out here.
So we are on about a 20 minutes countdown here till ABC Decentraland Tours starts. And we will be raiding over to our good friend Billy.
Let's do it. I see Billy in the crowd.
You
Good
already
morning,
seen
Billy.
you already seen Mr. 69 here?
He is. His look at his PFP. He looks like some kind of metaverse 69 God or something. I don't know.
That's because he is. Good morning, Billy. How are you? Great to see you. Today is Father's Day for over in Billy. So, like, which gets me thinking, is it Father's Day here and I'm just the worst son ever?
No. Father's Day in the US is in June. So you're okay. I will text you.
Okay.
I will DM you when it's Father's Day, and I will let you know when it's Mother's Day. Actually, I should do that for all of our good friends just so they never miss it.
Yes,
But I
please.
don't know. Australia doesn't, they're like whoop, they're they're on the other side. So
Yeah. I have questions about like Billy's toilets. Like, you know how they say like if you're in the northern hemisphere of the world, like the toilet will what is it? Is it
oh
that it
yeah.
flushes clockwise?
I have video of Yamel and I in the bathroom. I don't know who else is there, but we're looking at the toilet, seeing which way it flushed at
Oh my
some
lord.
random house party in Argentina. And I was like, I got to get this on film. This is too random. So, um, it was a clean toilet though. That was good.
You have a video of a flushing toilet in Argentina?
Yeah, it's special. I'll have to look and see which way it was going. It was, yeah.
All right, so it's confirmed if I ever get like, you know, kidnapped and just like dropped off in the middle of the planet somewhere, I will
You're
at
cooked.
least know if I am in the northern or southern hemisphere by flushing the
Yeah.
toilet.
Let me look up the video while we talk about the rest of the day. You talk, I'll look.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking about like my survival tactics here and even the possibilities because like what if I get dropped off somewhere where they don't use toilets? I'm cooked. That's, so, wow, that's a harsh reality. I have a 20% chance of survival because I won't know about the toilets. Anyway, all right. Since we're gonna, I guess, start to wrap up here, I guess it's a good time to hit to the events board, talk about some events that are happening. Of course, like I said, in about 16 minutes, ABC Decentraland Tours will be going live at an earlier hour. After in about like an hour, DJ Los Cats will be performing at Pink Oasis, which, I mean, if you haven't been there, you need to check out Pink Oasis. Like, it's a super sick build, and I feel like it embodies like what the metaverse is. Um, oh, okay. I'm seeing in 2 hours, Mr. J Stickle community Q&A uh, project help. So if anyone needs any help with building on Decentraland, I'm seeing on the board at least that Mr. J Stickle will be around. Make sure to head over to the um, Meta One Design headquarters parcel at 106, 50, and maybe he'll be there to help you. Let's see. And oh, go ahead, Vanessa. I thought I heard you say
Oh,
something.
I was gonna say, like, Mr. J Stickle is so good for new builders in the crowd. If you have questions about building, we should like make a flow chart, like of the people that are like, I mean, there's a ton of people that are really happy to help you, and like I have my go-to people, cough Rustan, but there's people actually like hired by foundation to help, and so we should be like, here's the people to go have you, to ask questions. And Dr. Krillo is one, and Mr. J. I was going to call him Dr. Stickle, so maybe he should be a doctor as well. But Mr. J.S. Stickle, so helpful. Uh, yeah, like hit those people up. Yeah, we should definitely make that like a little. Who do I go to? So that we're not all like, Rustan, I can't get my GOBs to show up. Can you help me? And he's like, God damn it.
He'll be like, I made a video about this last week. Did you see it? No.
I like, my brain doesn't do well watching videos. It does better like consuming one person's time for an entire afternoon over and over again.
Yes, yes. I feel like it's better this way. Like you build connection, relationship, it's you're building skills. All right, so let's see. In 6 hours, the Meta Tribe Plaza will be having their weekly neighborhood party. Um, and our friend Crypto Minotaur will be throwing down. So make sure to pull up to that. I'm seeing after the tribe or the neighborhood party, I'm seeing uh Metaverse After Hours with Austin Desheni. He pulled up to the Meta Beast party, and it was so good to see him yesterday. So we definitely got to show him some love. Um, and yeah, I guess that's it for today. Tomorrow morning, or at least in 18 hours, the our good friends at Helvidia will be um, hosting an event. I see Lazy Sundays with You Sponge. Oh, sorry, it's called You Sponge Lazy Sundays. Um, and then live event at Unity Cafe in a day. Looks like it. Monday will be on Monday, followed by. Oh, is this new? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to do more research about that one. But yeah, on Monday, MoFia Mondays with Stony Eye at Casa Rustan. This week is looking a little shaky as far as my guest goes for Beyond the NFT, so we might be just like vibing, or I don't know, Canessa. Like I don't know what time the Shi-Fi party is. Maybe we could just Shi-Fi it up.
Yeah, it's actually the graduation is 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, which means I get to graduate at 6:30 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get in party mode before I have my first cup of coffee taken in. You know, like maybe we should just have a Shi-Fi takeover because that's the day that we're doing. Sorry, I'm like looking through here. I posted it up top. We're doing the. Ooh, let's see. This is 6:15 EST for the space on Monday. So that's I can do math. I can do basic math. So yours might be a little later. So I don't know. Maybe you just want to be like an open-ended, like I don't know, just if any people want to come in and chat building afterwards, like it could just be a real loosey goosey, like, hey, I'm building into Decentraland. Like I don't know, this is what I found or something like that for the Shi-Fi ladies.
Hmm. Well, I mean, if there are any Shi-Fi ladies out there that would like to be on Beyond the NFT listening out right now, I guess we will keep the slot open. Just let me know, and I will make preparations for it. If not, maybe I guess video games and chill. Uh, maybe some fork knife.
That would be cool. Okay, I that would be awesome. Maybe I'll send out some hit up some of the new friends, and I know probably a lot of them are coming in with their own projects that maybe they'd like to talk about, or at least some art. So I see a few ladies in the crowd, so I can vouch for Sinful. I've known him, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. His name, I was like, guys, I need to like let the ladies know that Sinful Meat Stick and then Billy T Coin, who's got the 69 bubble, like they might be a little rough around the edges, but they're okay. Like they're like Sinful. It's not that I wish you could change your name because you're a crypto bro, but you're okay. Like, yeah. But I know the first time I met you, I was like, "Get me away from this dude." Whatever. You're you're offensive. I don't like you.
I feel I feel the same vibe. There's been plenty of times when I pull up on like Twitter Spaces and they'll like let me up and then like be like, "All right, guys, we're closing now. Bye." As soon as like
Oh,
it like gets to like my turn or like at least in like the queue or whatever.
yeah, I mean, it's, after doing these spaces for a long time, you and I are always talking about the people that come up and we're like, no, this one is a no. Like, I feel bad actually. How many times have you gotten like a no from behind the scenes that you're not allowed up just because you went with your gamer tag that you created when you were 13 with your with your friends?
I
Oh,
was a crypto bro before crypto bros even existed.
I see Brittany throwing up the hearts. Like, maybe we need an intervention. Like, we need to just take you under our wing and be like, all right, it's time to grow up. Our little fledgling, take the meat stick out of your name and just grow up.
I
No,
don't want to grow up.
I know. You want to be a Toys R Us kid.
I mean that was actually a low blow, Canessa, especially because the only Toys R Us in my city has been closed for years now.
I think technically they all closed.
Oh shit, it's that bad, huh?
You didn't know that?
Where have I been living?
Oh my
Probably inside of a
god.
Radio Shack.
See,
Wait, what happened to Radio Shack? No.
have you been to a Fabrics lately?
Oh, what?
Oh, a Joanne Fabrics.
I think
Come on,
that
Brittany. No,
I think that might be before my time.
no, I think it maybe is like middle-aged craft women that like Joanne Fabrics. Like, you just might not be their clientele, but like they closed down. That's like the hardest hit to our economy. Is it the crafters have nowhere to go get their like DMC floss and stuff. But anyway,
Uh, but anywho, okay, we're at a 6 minute countdown for a raid over to Mr. Billy T. If I guess, well, I don't have any Twitch viewers, but I have two Twitch viewers, so I will raid over the two individuals. One of them probably being myself. Over to Billy as soon as it is time, and we should probably get these coordinates ready. Which, all right, I got them pulled up. But I see. Right before you go, Doctor Drip. I see that MetaBeast is down there. One exist. Make sure to type in the um Art Week chat on the Discord about your friend that you would like to see featured in the Art Week installation. Take it away, Doctor Drip.
Oh no, I was just gonna say how bummed I am that I'm probably gonna be late to the Billy show because I love Billy T Coin so much. He is one of the greatest DJs in the metaverse, and I cannot get enough, especially when it's free. But I gotta go clean some chickens, do some chicken tasks. I'm gonna go link up with them, and we're gonna get some stuff done. So I will be late to that. But thank you for letting me talk. Thank you for letting me listen. If I had to do a final word, it would be words of encouragement. If you guys find any self doubt thoughts popping in your head, identify them, stop them in their tracks, get that out of there. You don't need that negativity, and don't procrastinate. If you have an idea and you know it's a good one, don't. I procrastinated something recently and for like a year, and it did not take that long to do. So don't let things scare you. Don't let your ideas and your dreams scare you. Um, get started. Love you guys. Thank you. I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye.
Take care, Drip.
Drip, I love that. I love that. I for Art Week this year, I'm actually like I'm putting my own art in for the first time. Like, I've never shared my own art with Decentraland, and yeah, I told your son, I was like, I don't know. I'm like so scared. He's like, what are you scared of? And I'm like, I don't actually know. Like that I don't know, you know, like all the bad things that people would say, like, oh, it's too literal, or it's too figurative, or it's too real, or it's too abstract, and like it's like, oh, it's not good enough, you know, like all the words. And but I'm like forcing myself through that, and so now I just have to finish everything that goes with it. So thank you for your words. Like that means so much. Just I think we're here, like we're stronger together, and just encouraging each other is the best. I think that's the true gold here. Let's see, Toxic. I still see you up as a speaker. Do you have any last final thoughts? Not last words, final thoughts. It's so much better.
I think no last words. Also my final thoughts are, yeah, let's go to ABC, have some fun, and I'm looking much forward to the Shi-Fi space on Monday, and hope to see many friends there.
I am actually so secretly like cheerleading, fangirling for you and M to be there. Like I'm so happy. I'm not gonna say more. I'm just like, like I love. Sorry, I love that. I love hearing more from friends. Um, so yes, if you're here, you're not sure what to do next, where we're going. If you're in world, we're all going to teleport over to the ABC Clubhouse, and then the ABC Decentraland tour takes us to different places on the map. You never know where you're going. You just have to follow Billy. So far, everybody I think has always come back from these adventures. And then if you're here on the X Space, you can listen in on Twitch. Do they stream to X soon? Or like is there a way to listen in on X easily,
I
do you
don't
know?
no, I don't think so. I think it's Twitch and Decentraland, but who knows? Maybe Mr. Billy can enlighten us.
I'm gonna try to pin, oh, I guess it would be not Billy's profile, it'd be ABC Decentraland. I'm gonna pin them on the top just before we end so that people can connect. So let's see it right here.
He says
Okay.
he does not stream to X yet.
So if you look up above the ABC Decentraland, click on that, follow them. Those are the friends to follow, and I think they've been to more places in Decentraland than most of us. So thank you again. I think I'll wrap that up with my final thoughts, and we'll see you guys here next week, same time, same place. Hopefully not the same coffee. And have a good week, everyone.